SportsCenter.com.
Joe Reinagel.
That's the third time in 7 seasons the San Antonio Spurs are the NBA champions.
Jason Minix.
They go back to big day as Super Bowl champions. Dallas 52, Buffalo 17.
It's the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio's Sports Star.
It is the Blitz here on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. He's Joe Reinagel. I'm Jason Minix.
Thursday.
It is a Thursday.
Friday Eve.
Anybody sat in this chair since Rudy J left this morning? All right.
What's wrong with your chair? You look a little shorter than usual.
It's not that I'm short. Do I was I can raise this up? It's the the headphone jack is in the wrong deal. So I'm trying to figure out, thinking it wasn't turned up enough. So I'm turning it up as you're doing SportsCenter, and then I realized the deal wasn't in the right spot. So when I put it in the right spot, it just blasted my ear like nobody's business.
Well, I've heard Rudy has trouble finding the right spot.
Well, that's true.
You know, I mean, nothing new.
I mean, you know, the number of kids he has might beg to differ. I
Yeah,
mean,
no kidding.
You know, he has at least a couple of times.
Well, that's all it takes.
Yeah, no, he's getting ready for a big weekend for his kiddo.
Oh, that's right. A little quinceañera.
Yeah.
Good for him.
I never did that.
Well, I didn't do it either. And those things are expensive, man.
They really are.
They're expensive.
Trust me, we've heard from Rudy. They are, but even like I'm trying to think, when Erica was at that age, I don't know, what is it? Is it 15?
15, yeah.
I think she went to 1 while she was in school, and I don't know if she just didn't get invited to more or I don't know. And then here at the office, a lady that we work with, her daughter had one not long ago, and then Rudy's been preparing for his forever. And I bet you he can't wait till this weekend is over.
I actually went to one when I was in Alice, Texas, and escorted the how would you say it? The
birthday girl.
Yeah,
sure.
That. Yes, and
so you were the escort back then,
I was the escort, and tried to make a living doing that, and it just didn't pan out.
Oh,
you know,
that's kind of obvious. You know, there's certain assets that you need.
But you know, back in Alice, it's
slim pickings.
Well, no, it's primarily Hispanic. I mean, it is. And my father was, along with being his side job of being a bookie, he was a pharmaceutical salesman. And one of the guys that owned a drugstore there, his daughter.
Okay.
So yeah, I was the escort. Had a good time. I mean, that was like 100 years ago, but I think it was a good time. Probably was a good time.
We went to the one that the lady in the office here had a couple of weeks ago, and we were going from one event to another. And so we show up late, and I want to say, if we lasted 15 minutes before we had to get the hell out of there, right? There is nothing like being an adult going from, now they have beer and everything else there.
Oh, yeah.
All the kids that are running around.
Sure.
And I'm like, I got to go.
Got to go.
I mean, this is,
you made your appearance.
I made my appearance. We showed up, we supported, and we got the hell out of there.
Well, that's the way I feel about weddings. It's kind of like, gee whiz.
To give you an idea about how long we stayed at that quinceañera, it's the first time in my life that literally I Uber somewhere, leave, get out of the Uber, go into an event, stick around, call Uber, and the same dude picks you up.
That's funny.
The only other time that has happened is, you know, like if you're leaving like a concert at the AT&T Center, I will Uber somewhere short to get out of the surcharge zone and, you know, get to like In-N-Out Burger or something on Walsham, and then call another Uber. I've gotten that guy again, but you know, you'll see it would have been like, I don't know, $60 to get to the house instead of 20. And then you get to the In-N-Out for 10. And then you know, it's 15 to get home.
Yeah, you cheap.
Yes.
Cheap.
Absolutely.
My goodness. Yeah, that's like flying all over the country, you know. Well, you know, the flight's cheaper if you fly from here to North Carolina, and then North Carolina to Florida, and then Florida, finally you get to Mississippi. Yeah, and we saved $20.
You know, that's not cheaper, actually.
Well,
Right?
not for I
I
don't
mean,
know.
Have you ever looked at, like, when you're looking to book flights, like on Southwest? It's not necessarily cheaper when you have connections. And I look at some of the options and says, who picks this? Like if there is a one-way open, who wants to go? Like, I'm going to Chicago tomorrow, and I'm on a direct flight. But there's all kinds of options. I could see all kinds of airports if I wanted to, and those flights aren't cheaper
Well,
because Southwest charges by the leg.
I sometimes the times match up better for people than
Sure.
that. No, look, I'm going to take
I can take 3 hours or 7 to get there.
I'm going to take a direct flight every chance I get, and I think most people are that way.
Mm-hmm.
But sometimes you just can't help it. And the flight I described, we were going to Biloxi, Mississippi.
Well,
that was actually a true story, by the way.
It's impossible to get there.
Southwest doesn't fly to Biloxi.
They need to work on that.
So we have to typically take American or Delta or United or whatever. And in this case, we took American, and it was, I don't know, $20 a passenger cheaper to fly from San Antonio to Charlotte, North Carolina, and then from Charlotte, North Carolina to Biloxi, Mississippi.
I'm going to guess Maggie booked that, your wife?
She
not
did.
Joe?
No, she did.
So you saved $40.
Something like that. It was.
And how much did you spend at the airport bar?
A lot.
More than 40?
Well, yes, of course, because you can't buy 2 drinks at an airport bar for less than $40. No, but bless her heart, she tries. We wanted more gambling money once we got to Biloxi,
which you spent at the airport bar. What I appreciate is those that spend more to save more. Now, I am not a big DoorDash type, so I don't understand some of the DoorDash, but apparently there's a DoorDash premium. I just learned this in the last 45 minutes. So Ryan, who does a bunch of our social media stuff, is sitting at his desk, and he is agonizing over what he could get off of the Wendy's menu through DoorDash for $4 more because he has some sort of premium, and that will save him $7 or $8. And he couldn't figure out what else he wanted to get from Wendy's to spend $4. And I said, well, pledge some nuggets. He was going to order a Frosty. You can't do a DoorDash Frosty.
I wouldn't think so.
It's 118 degrees outside.
Chocolate milk.
Yeah,
by the
exactly.
time it gets here.
That's not going to work. And then he did something, and now he was pissed because now he's 3 cents short and needed to find something else to buy to keep spending more money to save very little.
He upgraded his Frosty, I think, from a small to a medium.
Well, I mean, unless it comes in some sort of super cooler, it ain't going to be a Frosty by the time it gets here.
Well,
and he could have got pledge or some nuggets.
I recall
bottom line
a story about a guy, I won't mention any names, that needed, I don't know, one more airline flight.
Yes.
And he just got on a plane in the morning, flew to Dallas, and flew right back.
Well, I stopped at Whataburger.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So you spent, I don't know how much on that flight.
Oh, I'll tell you the story. I needed one more flight to qualify for the companion pass for the whole next year. It was late December. And basically, whatever the miles was to hit the minimum to qualify, I just needed one flight. So I did. And it cost me, I don't know, $400 to fly to Dallas. But my wife has flown free ever since. So that's $400 well spent.
So that was a good investment.
That in my mind, I mean,
well, I have to say it is because, Minix, you might wonder why he flies everywhere and why he's going to Chicago to go see Pink instead of, I don't know, like here in Houston or San Antonio for that matter. Well, Minix only has to pay for one ticket.
That's it.
So he pays for one ticket. His wife flies free.
It costs me $11.20 every time she flies.
Right.
That's the taxes.
So I have to admit that's a pretty good deal.
That was $400 well spent.
It's a pretty good deal.
I would have kicked myself to be that close. I mean, I'd have flown 3 times that week to get that because we fly a lot. And, when the kid decided she was going to college in Arizona, you realize, all right, that's just an easy direct flight away. And yeah, so I mean, when you're looking to book flights, and you and I've done this, let's go to Vegas. All right, cool. Tickets are $750. You're like, well, that's 15 for me. That's $750 for me.
Yeah, see, that's cool. Now, I hope Maggie's listening to this because we need not too many more points to qualify for platinum with MGM for the next year.
Yeah.
Well, we kind of a rough trip last time. So Maggie's like, I don't know should we do that? And I'm like, babe. So between now and the end of December, I've got to get back to Las Vegas and gamble so I can reach that limit. So I've got the platinum status for the next year.
I don't know why you want to settle for platinum, high roller. You need to go for New York.
Well, I can't do that. Now we've got friends that are that, and it's great because we don't ever have to worry about that. There's always a limo at the airport.
Yeah, and New York.
We're just on their, on their coattails.
But
so
the
it's
problem
always
is
kind of
when
nice.
you're on their coattails, they're getting all the credits and not you.
Well, not for the limo at the airport. That has nothing to do with it. But they'll buy dinner.
Yeah.
All we have to pay for is the tip.
But if you bought the dinner, right, when they probably have a room credit anyway, but if you bought the dinner, those points would apply to your status. The tip does not.
Well,
your friends understand the game, not you.
Don't tell anybody, but I don't pay for dinners either.
Yeah.
But I'm just saying.
Well, that's it. I mean, you get a room. If you're not getting a room credit in Vegas,
the only time we learned that very quickly. Our friends are great people, known them for a long time, but they've got the status.
Yeah.
So they got a suite one time that had 2 bedrooms. That's what Maggie and I thought, and they offered, and so we'll just stay in the other bedroom. And it's like a big apartment.
Sure.
But we didn't get any credit for that. So that was the last.
I tell you what, I know you've got a birthday coming up in November.
I do.
I think Maggie should plan one hell of a birthday bash for you in November.
Yeah.
And you'll earn your status as your birthday gift.
That's all I want to do. And I mean, so I'm kind of going by your deal. It's like taking a flight to Dallas just to get over the hump.
I know.
I got to take one more trip to Vegas just to get over the hump.
That's it.
That's all.
I mean, look, it's not like you're losing any. If anybody says, Joe, you've lost too much, just point to Phil Mickelson.
Exactly.
I mean, Phil Mickelson. I don't know if he's a good gambler or a bad gambler. The reports today that dude has gambled over $1 billion, but he's only $100 million in the hole.
Yeah, it doesn't sound bad to me. He obviously has won along the way.
He's still down $100 million.
And you wonder why Mickelson accepted all the money from the Live Tour. He's
2 + 2 is 4.
Well, look, the guy, he's not the first one. I mean, Michael Jordan is a gambler.
Sure.
Beyond belief. He loves to gamble. But these guys actually have the money to do it. Well, now, I try to gamble like Phil and Michael Jordan, but I don't have the money that they have. Obviously. And I'd like to win occasionally. That'd be nice too.
Well, I mean, the beer bets say you don't. You probably shouldn't go to Vegas. You should go to a library or something. But
no. I got to get there because I need the status.
I think it's going to be a birthday weekend.
Birthday weekend. It might be either that or a quick trip in December sometime. I don't know, but there has to be one more trip.
I could see you now. You go, it's your birthday. They give you the little birthday hat and the
sash. They give you some free play too.
Absolutely.
If it's your birthday.
Absolutely. Of course, you don't get points for those.
Well,
I'm a points whore, dude. Trust me. You get no credit for winning on the free play.
I get it. If I won, I wouldn't give a damn.
If you're trying to get your status up.
If I won, then I'd have money. Then once the free play ran out,
lose at the other place.
Exactly.
I got you.
And you don't have to lose to get points. I mean, it's just
about how much
how much you play.
Do you ever go on your MGM account and realize how bad of a gambler you are? You
I try not to.
You think you've had a good time?
I try not to.
Yeah, around tax time, you realize, well, this is dumb.
Well, I've learned too that the IRS will give you up to $11,000 in gambling losses.
Yes,
but you have to have the
the fact that you know that tells me Maggie's right. You probably
it's a hell of a write-off. All the more reason to plan a Vegas trip before the end of the year.
Ryan, let us know when your Frosty arrives. Yes. I want to see what that thing looks like. It was worth the agonizing. How much of the preseason are you going to watch tonight? We've got 2 games tonight. How much will you actually watch? We'll dive into that as we continue here on the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
The boys from San Antonio Sports Star are back from Cowboys training camp in Oxnard, California, and the tales to tell. 7 days and 7 nights of training camp coverage. And that was just at all of Jerry Jones's parties.
We get to suck on that all week.
Security, of course, provided by AA Best Bail Bonds.
Here is head coach Mike McCarthy of your Dallas Cowboys sitting in, joining with us for the first of what will be, we were doing our count, Coach, of 18 visits, as you will join us every Friday morning. Brought to you by AA Best Bail Bonds. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I said a minimum of 18 visits. We're just beginning it. And
Tony Pollard joining us here. How's that sound? RB1.
Sound good to me.
Cowboys training camp presented by AA Best Bail Bonds, Southern Recipe Small Batch Pork Rinds, Texas Cheer Liquor, 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star, and SASportsStar.com.
Guys, did you know your testosterone affects everything in your system, including how you feel and perform every day? Right now, Revive Men's Health San Antonio will check your testosterone for free. Knowing your T levels is the first step in understanding if you have low T. Your testosterone level impacts your energy, libido, sleep, weight, hair loss, mood, and even ED. Maintaining an appropriate T level can change your whole life. Most men start to see changes in their hormone levels in their 30s. Experience and results matter. So what are you waiting for? Get your T levels checked today by local, experienced, and trusted men's health experts. They've helped thousands of men since 2011. They're so confident they can help you, they even guarantee it. Call Revive today and schedule your free testosterone test, free exam, and free consultation. Call Revive Men's Health at 210-615-7777. That's 210-615-7777. Or visit ReviveMen'sHealth.com.
Twin Peaks is the best in the game. Here, it's bigger game days and bolder fight nights. I mean, where else can you find a scratch kitchen that always comes in clutch? Every day, from lunch to late night. Only at Twin Peaks, the #1 sports bar.
if you have the first overall pick, make sure you select Twin Peaks for your fantasy football draft party. Stay cool under the pressure with 29-degree draft beers, bites for the whole team, plus $50 bonus card for the commish. An additional $5 bonus card for every drafter. Visit TwinPeaksRestaurant.com for more info.
Moments like seeing my son's team cheer him on mean a lot to me. But after being diagnosed with metastatic breast cancer, or MBC, which is breast cancer that has spread to other parts of the body, they mean even more. I take Ibrance, palbociclib.
Ibrance 125 milligram tablets with an aromatase inhibitor is for adults with HR-positive, HER2-negative NBC as the first hormonal-based therapy. Ask your doctor about Ibrance and visit Ibrance.com. Ibrance may cause low white blood cell counts that may lead to serious infections. Ibrance may cause severe inflammation of the lungs. Both of these can lead to death. Tell your doctor right away if you have new or worsening symptoms, including trouble breathing, shortness of breath, cough, or chest pain. Before taking Ibrance, tell your doctor if you have fever, chills, or other signs of infection, liver or kidney problems, are or plan to become pregnant, or are breastfeeding. Common side effects include low red blood cell and low platelet counts, infections, tiredness, nausea, sore mouth, abnormalities in liver blood tests, diarrhea, hair thinning or loss, vomiting, rash, and loss of appetite.
The granddaddy of all hunting shows is back. The 2023 Hunters Extravaganza, August 18th through the 20th at the Freeman Coliseum Expo Hall. Fun for the whole family. Check out hunting seminars, all the latest hunting equipment, last season's best bucks from our annual deer contest, and for the little hunters, games, live alligators, snakes, and more. For details and tickets, go to huntersextravaganza.com. August 18th through the 20th at the Freeman Coliseum Expo Hall. The 2023 Hunters Extravaganza.
If you get arrested, get out of jail fast by calling AA Best Bail Bonds, 210-225-2121. Text bail to 474747 or online mybestbailbonds.com. You don't have to call attorneys or anybody else. Don't be forced into a PR bond. If the jail offers you one, make sure you understand the conditions before accepting it. AA Best Bail Bonds. Nobody beats their price. They have payment plans. Call 210-225-2121 or mybestbailbonds.com.
License number 149.
There's never any FOMO with the iHeartRadio app. You won't ever have to miss out on your favorite shows and contests with this radio station again. Radio 24/7, 365. We're here when you want us. Stay connected and listen anywhere when you download the free iHeartRadio app.
Listen to this station anytime, anywhere on Odyssey. Odyssey is your new audio home for all the music, news, sports, and podcasts that matter to you. Odyssey. That's AUDACY.
It's Hot Ticket Thursday. Be the ninth caller at 210-656-ESPN. And you could be on your way. The hottest tickets to the hottest events. Ninth caller wins.
That's right. Caller 9 right now at 220. Hot Ticket Thursday. You're going to go see Godsmack and Stand at the Germania Insurance Amphitheater August 31st. If you don't win those tickets, you can get them at livenation.com. Caller number 9 right now, 210-656-ESPN, 656-3776 at 3:20. An hour from now, we'll have Candlebox and Three Doors Down tickets to give away here on this Hot Ticket Thursday.
Wow.
He's Joe Reinagel. I'm Jason Minix here on the Blitz on at 94.1 at San Antonio Sports Star. We have 2 NFL preseason football games to watch tonight. The question is, how many games are you actually going to watch? You got the Texans and Patriots, and then at 9 o'clock, the Seahawks against the Minnesota Vikings, both games on the NFL Network. I forget I don't know who the local channel is for the Texans. Is it 4 maybe?
I don't know.
But because I'm guessing the NFL Network will have the home broadcast, so that'd be Patriots. So the home broadcast, I think it's channel 4, but I'm not really sure. But look, we get done at 6 o'clock. By the time I get home, what I think I want to watch from the Texans is going to be done, and that's C.J. Stroud.
Well, everybody wants to see C.J. Stroud, and you're probably right by the time we get home. But I'll watch some of it because I want to see some of it, and I want to see how Davis Mills is going to respond. From John McClain, who will be on our show here coming up, 5:15.
Yep.
Has talked about it that Davis Mills is really having a pretty good camp and doing everything he can to stay relevant as a quarterback of the Houston Texans. So I won't mind watching him because I'll be honest with you, I think that poor guy got a bad rap last year. I think he played fairly decent on a really, really bad football team.
But and I think that's a fair statement. But at the same time, he's not the long-term answer. And as high as they were drafting, they had to get what they think is going to be a franchise quarterback.
Well, he's auditioning.
Yeah,
basically,
for everybody
what Davis
else.
Mills is doing.
Can he become trade bait? I think the same thing could be said for Wilson in New York, although he might be able to stick around long enough, learn from Aaron Rodgers, and when Rodgers is done, be able to keep that job. He just needs to grow into that position. We'll see, but you see that a lot with young quarterbacks. I mean, I know Richardson is going to get the start for the Colts, and they've got a Garner Minshew who probably is the better quarterback, but he's not the long-term answer. And I think Davis Mills wasn't the long-term answer. They knew that, and they went out and they got a C.J. Stroud. But this morning, listening to Rob and Rudy on R&R in the morning, they were having an interesting debate that I totally disagree with both of those guys. They because third quarter, fourth quarter, you're not watching that game unless you're a degenerate gambler or you're related to somebody still playing.
Well, if you're gambling on preseason games, you are a degenerate. I'm telling you, man, how in the world can you do anything? And no offense to anybody that's got money on the game tonight. I'm just
exactly.
saying.
Yeah. You got the second half under. But when you look at it, Rob and Rudy were talking about, would you rather watch a preseason game or a joint practice? And it's the first time in a long time that I can remember the Cowboys not having some sort of joint practice.
Uh-huh.
And they were both seemingly anti-watching a joint practice. Who would want to watch that? I would. I would much rather watch a televised joint practice than 4 quarters of a preseason NFL game.
I don't like preseason most of the times. There's some things that I like to watch for, and I will be in both the Texans game tonight and the Cowboys game on Saturday. But I got to say, I disagree with them too. I would much rather see that. And the reason being is that you get to see the starters play, the starters perform. In these preseason games, you don't. So I would much rather watch a controlled practice scrimmage like that than I would preseason football. Preseason football is all about guys trying to make the team. That's it.
Mm-hmm.
Or impress another team that if they fall off with this team, they might be able to hook on with another. So it's all about those guys. I would much rather see the starters perform, even though it's not 100% live action. At least those guys are out there.
Well, that's it. If you're watching a joint practice, let's say, we're in Oxnard and it's the Cowboys against the Rams. You set it up for real television.
Yeah.
You got real announcers talking about what's going on. Sure, it's controlled, but you've got ones against ones with still protections for your quarterback.
Yeah.
And to think nobody would watch that, excuse me, think about a college game, a college spring game. How many people show up to the orange-white scrimmage, the maroon-white scrimmage, and then how many watch those on television? The reason that, like the SEC network will show all the spring games, or the Longhorn network is showing the UT spring game, is because people are going to watch a controlled scrimmage. People are jonesing for football and also wanting to see, what do we really have? And in an NFL preseason game, when it comes to starters, you don't really know what you have, right?
You don't.
And you're not going to see it in the preseason for fear of getting hurt. Now, Rudy brought up something that sounds good on paper, but I don't know how you do it. Quarterbacks in a preseason game should still be wearing red jerseys and not be allowed to get hit.
No, it's football at that point in time.
Well, that's it.
I mean, if you're in a preseason game, it's football.
But that's why we don't see starters play. Fear of injury.
Well, then what's the difference? If you're talking about quarterbacks wearing the red jersey, scrimmage, there's no difference. So, I mean, it's the same. To me, that idea is the same exact thing. So, look, I'm disappointed that the starters haven't played in preseason games. There was always that. When there were 4 preseason games, it was always that third one that you would see the starters play for a quarter or a half or whatever the case may be. I'm disappointed that we don't get to see that anymore. Although there will be some starters playing for some other teams that we've heard. But, yeah, I'd much rather see the controlled scrimmage, because you're going to stick a red shirt on a quarterback in a preseason game. It's really nothing more than a controlled scrimmage. That's all it is.
And to be honest, and I know the NFL, because they make too much money, won't do away with preseason games. Although we have gone from, remember way back when we had 6 and then it went to 4 and now we're down to 3. College, high school, in high school you get a scrimmage and you go. College gets nothing. Your first game is your first game. Coaches, do you really think, and to a degree, I mean, there's always some examples, but what you're doing in the preseason isn't in a preseason game doesn't determine if you make a team or not. Coaches have those ideas based on what they're seeing in practice. Now, there are guys that are gamers and not necessarily great practice guys, and maybe you do make a play on special teams, and that earns you a spot on the 53. But in reality, I almost wonder, what is the point of the preseason games right now? Because most of the time, your starters aren't going to play. Although it does look like this year, although it's all very situational based on either new coaches or new teams or whatever, there does seem to be more veteran quarterbacks, at least, being talked about playing this weekend.
They're going to play a little bit. They're still not going to play a lot. I'd like to see it come down to 2. I still think you need the preseason, and I think coaches will tell you that if a guy's on the bubble, it could be a preseason game that either makes or break that guy. So I think it's still important for the young guys, number one, to either make the team that they're playing for, or number 2, have a nice audition and get a scout to take a look at you and say, hey, we may bring you in here. The practice squad, I think, has been phenomenal. I love the fact that teams now have practice squads, so guys just don't completely get cut and then have to go work it wherever. So I do like that, but I think preseason still has its role. I'd like to see it cut down one more. You have 2 preseason games, and then let's go.
And you look at these preseason games, we're all looking for somebody that aren't stars, just to see. We got an idea. And I tell you what, as the Cowboys get ready for their first preseason game against Saturday, a Cowboy to watch for Saturday might not be on your radar, but one has certainly caught the eye of Mike McCarthy. We're talking about it next here on The Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
It's Dallas Cowboys football on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. This Saturday, it's the Cowboys and Jags at 3 p.m.
3:11 in the game. Out of the gun, back to Dak. He's taking another shot in the end zone. Left side of the end zone. Touchdown.
Presented by the law office of Jesse Hernandez, the Texas Chancla, Ewald Kubota, Mother's Window Tin, AA Best Bail Bonds, Woods Comfort Systems, and 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Are you feeling overwhelmed after your car wreck? Call the Rexperts at Hilly and Solis. Hey, it's Rudy J, and I want you to know that Hilly and Solis understand the physical and emotional and financial toll that car wrecks have on your life. They're going to listen to your story, answer any questions you may have, and they're going to fight hard to get you all the compensation you so deserve. They've seen it all. They're former prosecutors, and they know how to win. When the medical bills and the insurance claims and the legal complexities leaving you feeling lost, Hilly and Solis are going to guide you every single step of the way, and they're going to hire not only the top medical, but also the top technical experts to support your claim. Time is of the essence. Their deadline is to file claims. Don't wait to get the legal help you need. Hilly and Solis are experienced litigators. Let them fight for your rights and financial freedom. Call Hilly and Solis for a free, no obligation consultation now. 210-762-61. That's 210-762-6261. 210-762-6261.
Principal office in San Antonio, Texas. Message brought to you by a non-attorney spokesperson.
Have you Googled yourself lately? Are there negative posts from an ex-employee or from a former client? Maybe an outdated news article or sensitive personal information about your family? Search engines don't always get it right. For right or wrong, it's your reputation on the line. That's where Reputation Defender by Norton comes in. One of the most trusted names in online reputation repair. Reputation Defender has been fixing people's search results for over 15 years. Their cutting-edge approaches help you to wipe away unwanted information in your search results. They also promote the good stuff so that it rises to the top, helping you put your best foot forward. Your good name is too valuable to leave to the whims of a Google algorithm. Take control with Reputation Defender. You can start by getting your free reputation report card at reputationdefender.com or call 800-401-6681 to speak to an expert. That's 800-401-6681.
I am James, Senior Apparel Designer, and this is Behind the Design with Hawks. Hawks is your classic workwear brand. It's designed for those guys that are on the job site. Just driven performance, just rugged and comfortable. Thinking of durability, everything is either double, triple stitched, bar tacked. It's build durable. It's going to perform. It's going to move with you. It's going to have everything that you need in a product. Hawks, only at Boot Barn.
Do you find yourself stuck in a timeshare? Get the real facts about the timeshare industry and your options for cancellation. Chuck McDowell, founder of Wesley Financial Group, has put together a free information guide that reveals the secrets the timeshare industry doesn't want you to know, including the 5 ways to get rid of your timeshare. Call now and get this timeshare information guide absolutely free. Call 800-785-1155. That's 800-785-1155. 800-785-1155.
I've always gotten a ton of UTIs. I tried everything. Cranberry products never worked. I felt like I had no choices and constant anxiety. I needed a better option. I'm Jenna Ryan, founder of Eucora.
Eucora's science-backed supplements give you the support you need to stay healthy. And if you get a UTI, Eucora's UTI emergency kit helps you test for a UTI and manage your symptoms until you can see a doctor. All of Eucora's supplements were built in collaboration with doctors and scientists, leveraging the latest in urinary health research using ingredients found in nature.
Eucora can help put the power back in your hands. Get your life back with Eucora.
Try Eucora today. Get 30% off your first Eucora order when you go to eucora.com/radio. That's UQORA.com/radio to get 30% off. eucora.com/radio.
These statements have not been evaluated by the Food and Drug Administration. This product is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease.
O'Reilly Auto Parts' new Brake Vest Select Pro brand raises the bar for the best aftermarket domestic brake pads and rotors available. For vehicle-specific friction formulations, Quiet-Tech noise-canceling shims, and stainless steel hardware, choose Brake Vest Select Pro. Professional-grade brakes from the professional parts people at O'Reilly Auto Parts.
O'Reilly Auto Parts.
At Charmin, we heard you shouldn't talk about going to the bathroom in public, so we decided to sing about it.
When you're rolling Charmin Ultra Soft on the potty, this is more, so roll it back, everybody. Charmin's irresistibly soft and hella nice. The grip is always soft. It's our party vibe. It's cushion and things, so our chicks feel fly. So everybody wanna touch the sky.
Charmin Ultra Soft is irresistibly soft and more absorbent, so you can use less. Enjoy the go with Charmin.
Score $1,000 cash for back to school and another $1K for your favorite school or charity. Register to win now at sasportstar.com. Good luck from the Institute for Functional Health and 94.1 San Antonio's Sports Star. Joe Reinagel, Jason Minix, The Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio's Sports Star.
It is The Blitz here on 94.1 at San Antonio Sports Star. He's Joe Reinagel. I'm Jason Minix. Glad to have you along on this Thursday afternoon.
It's good to be here on this Thursday afternoon.
Absolutely. And for you Aggie fans, stick around. 4:15, Billy Lucci is going to join us. The star, if you will, of the Johnny Football documentary.
Yeah, certainly one of them. That's for sure. He was very entertaining.
He is, and that man has more stories to tell. Luch will join us at 4:15. Tell all your Aggie friends. You know, as you think about the first preseason games, you know, the Texans play tonight. Looks like it's going to be a wet, nasty night in Boston. And you wonder how that will change some things based on what I'm seeing on Twitter right now. But, you know, Saturday afternoon and a game that you can listen to here on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star, Cowboys and Jaguars. And we've talked a lot, Joe, about some guys that we want to see.
Mm-hmm.
You know, not the stars, but guys that stood out to us while we were in Oxnard. Young guys, bubble guys, backup guys, guys that are pushing.
Yeah.
One guy that we really haven't talked about, although I remember one time you and I were standing in the end zone talking about Jabril Cox and going, is this guy ever going to be the guy that we thought? Mike McCarthy can't wait for Saturday to see what Jabril Cox is able to do.
I think he's back. You know, I think just like anything, you know, when you go through that major joint injury, I mean, it takes time. I mean, you have to go through everything the first year or so. I mean, you could see him now. He's pulling the trigger, you know, pretty much seamlessly now, where before, you know, you get in those spots, especially the special teams part of it too. So, but he's having a really good camp.
Well, that's good news, and it just adds to what the Cowboys need there on defense. The depth is incredible on that defense. When you talk about non-depth, say, on the offensive line, the depth on the defense is really impressive.
Well, I think clearly when you look at our defense, I mean, if you just look at distribution of draft picks, you know, the last 4 years, I mean, it speaks volumes to what we were, you know, obviously focused on. But I think you're now seeing it come to light. You know, I think the players and coaches have done a tremendous job through the offseason. I feel really good about our depth there is what I'm referring to. So, yeah, I mean, you look at the guys, as you say, the big name players, but our depth on defense to me looks like it's supposed to look. So I'm just real impressed with our young guys. Excited to see everybody play Saturday, but you know, I think clearly our younger players on defense are further ahead than our offensive guys right now. So that's a real credit to, you know, just the commitment to draft and develop, and we got a lot of guys who can play over there.
And you know, the Cowboys you got to give them credit. They draft well. I mean, for the most part, obviously there's hiccups with every team, but for the most part, they draft well. And well, I tell you what, when they put that focus on the defense, 2-3 years ago, they have built that thing into a monster. And they've got depth behind the first string monsters. And that's got to be very refreshing and very, it's got to feel great for Jerry and Mike McCarthy and all of those guys.
You know, when you try to figure out how they're going to cut some on that defensive side, and you think about a Jabril Cox, and to this point, all right, you know, some people might forget that he's actually on the team.
Yeah.
And I can't say that he popped while we were out in Oxnard, California, but he made some plays. Everybody kind of makes some plays, but you know, there are some that just stand out. And you wonder, like, the way Mozzie Smith is playing, the way Sam Williams is playing, Odigizua, even a Chauncey Golston, a veteran guy like a Neville Gallimore, he's really fighting for his job, right? You look at the linebackers, obviously, Jabril Cox is backing up Leighton Vander Esch, right? All right, but Malik Jefferson, is he pushing a guy, so there's just so much good competition there. And what I'm curious of is we start looking at preseason games, and those are the kind of guys that you're looking at, say a CJ Goodwin, a Calvin Joseph, those guys that are battling, but they're so damn good. I don't know, do they get cut or do they become tradable for the Dallas Cowboys? I don't know, for an offensive lineman not named Josh Ball.
Well, that's a nice thought, Jason. It really is. I guess it depends, right, on the veteran, how much of a veteran that particular player, whoever that is. Because, you can ship a guy to the practice squad, but a vet guy is not going to want to do that. He's either going to want to get released outright or traded. So that's a good question, and certainly a good problem to have if you're the Cowboys.
And quite honestly, a problem that it's been a long time for the Dallas Cowboys that we've looked at this defense and go, man, that guy, how does he not make it? But I think we're going to be there this year when we start seeing the roster cut down day. You're going to go, wow. I do think they're on the defensive side. You'll see some wows as opposed to how in the hell did that guy keep a job?
Well, and you're probably going to see a lot of other NFL teams like buzzards waiting in the wings to pick some of these guys off. And because they get cut here, they'll end up somewhere, most of them anyway. So, yeah, it's a good problem to have, and I think it's interesting. And you're right. I just don't know when the Cowboys. It's been a long time since they've had this kind of a problem, especially on that defensive side of the football.
And it's not like the offense is full of uh-ohs, but clearly and well documented concerns on the offensive line, and really backup running back. It is hard to find glaring weakness on this football team. And in a lot of the preseason games, we're looking more at depth in so many years. And then, of course, you have Dak Prescott, who will always drive the conversation, whether he's good, bad, should be done on YouTube now. Pete saying his days are numbered, yet Cowboys are about to extend this guy. It's only a matter of time before he gets a contract extension, which, for me and Joe, that just means 5 more years of content, right? Let's be real, right? Every media guy, as soon as Jerry signs him, goes, 5 more years. Until the guy wins a Super Bowl, that's going to be a part of the conversation.
Jerry Jones is loyal to a fault in a lot of respects. We've seen that in so many different instances. I wish they'd just let Dak play. I know that financially it benefits the Cowboys to extend him. You'll have some dollars there to spend. I wish they would let him play. I wish they would say, hey, all right, go. This is your year, and we'll talk after the season's over. Or we won't. But to extend this guy and have him around another 5 years, and again, if he gets knocked out in the first or second round of the playoffs, you talk about buyer's remorse.
And you're right. There will be buyer's remorse, but no matter what Dak does, if you're a fan of Dak, you got to win in the playoffs. I'm there now. For those of you that are anti-Dak, you hear a compliment about Dak Prescott, and it makes your head explode. Example A coming up next here on the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. Get ready for Joe's head to just explode thanks to Dominic Foxworth.
Yeah.
You've heard me talk about BraintreeNutrition.com and their great sleep aid Restore, which has really been a game changer for me. I am sleeping through the night, but more importantly, I wake up feeling great. I have tried I don't know how many different sleep aids through the years that either don't work or you wake up feeling like crap. Not the case with BraintreeNutrition.com, which is a company founded by 12-year NFL vet Andrew Sandejo and some of his former buddies from Rice. And they are onto something for overall brain health with their product lines at BraintreeNutrition.com, including their latest product called Brain Water. Not your average electrolyte stick pack. 0 sugar, 0 caffeine hydration formula that is designed to keep you hydrated, and it will also help boost your brain function. Brain Water will keep you hydrated, enhance your focus, elevate your mood. It can even help with your hangover, and it stands out as a smart choice for sustained focus and energy because that 0 sugar, 0 caffeine formulation ensures that there are no energy crashes or glucose crashes like you would get with a sugary energy drink or caffeinated beverage. BrainTreeNutrition.com is the website. Go there, learn more, order. BrainTreeNutrition.com.
The boys from San Antonio Sports Star are back from Cowboys training camp in Oxnard, California, and the tales to tell. 7 days and 7 nights of training camp coverage. And that was just at all of Jerry Jones's parties.
We get to suck on that all week.
Security, of course, provided by AA Best Bail Bonds.
But, that's what it is.
Well, come on.
Hey,
come on, man. Come
Nate,
sit down with
got
us.
a minute?
Got a minute? How you doing? All right, let's go.
Nate Newton just walking by, grabbing a headset.
You can't be trying to stand up over this dude either, man. Stand up with this cat. There you go. There you go, man. He's trying to stand up over this dude like, yo, man.
See, the thing is, I've been losing weight, and I still don't look as good as you.
Just look down and do some setups, so you'll be all right. Appreciate it.
Nate Newton.
Cowboys training camp, presented by AA Best Bail Bonds, Southern Recipe Small Batch Pork Rinds, Texas Cheer Liquor, 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star, and SASportsStar.com.
Some days I cover up because of my moderate to severe plaque psoriasis. Now I'm hitting the road with clearer skin thanks to Skyrizi, Risankizumab Risa, a prescription-only 150 milligram injection for adults who are candidates for systemic or phototherapy. With Skyrizi, 3 out of 4 people achieved 90% clearer skin at 4 months. And Skyrizi is just 4 doses a year after 2 starter doses.
Don't use if allergic to Skyrizi. Serious allergic reactions and an increased risk of infections or a lower ability to fight them may occur. Before treatment, your doctor should check for infection and tuberculosis. Tell your doctor if you have an infection or symptoms such as fever, sweats, chills, muscle aches, or cough, or if you plan to or recently received a vaccine.
Thanks to Skyrizi, there's nothing on my skin, and that means everything. Ask your doctor today about Skyrizi, the #1 dermatologist-prescribed biologic in psoriasis, and visit skyrizi.com or call 1-866-SKY-RIZZI to learn more.
If you're a man and you live in San Antonio or the surrounding areas, you need to pay close attention to what I'm about to say. Are you having issues rising to the occasion? Do you constantly worry about whether or not you can perform? Have you completely stopped having adult time? Is it something you just don't talk about? Guys, we have a solution. Mojo, the 100% guaranteed male enhancement pill that's fast, effective, and was designed to reignite passion, performance, and confidence in the bedroom. Yeah. Be ready at a moment's notice with the Mojo Male Enhancement Pill from Pure Line Nutrition. And for those of you who have used Mojo, check out Mojo Enduramax. Touchdown! A new formula that improves the potency and effectiveness of Mojo. Get fast results, last longer, and be the man she'll never forget. Mojo and Mojo Enduramax, 100% natural male enhancement formulas only available at Pure Line Nutrition. Call now, 210-494-2210. That's 210-494-2210. Or visit us online at thepureline.com.
Have you or a family member been arrested? The law office of Jesse Hernandez, the Texas Chancla, can help regardless of the legal battle you are facing, personal injury or criminal defense. Attorney Jesse Hernandez and his team are ready to fight for you. Calls are answered 24 hours a day and 7 days a week. Call 210-807-8656 or visit jessehernandezlaw.com. That's 210-807-8656 or jessehernandezlaw.com. The law office of Jesse Hernandez, the Texas Chancla.
94.1 San Antonio Sports Star welcomes Wemby.
With the first pick, the San Antonio Spurs select Victor Wembanyama.
I'm a damn Spurs.
Cause day and night, the lonely loner seems to free his mind at night. He's all alone.
It's Jalen Tolbert's intro music every day when he walks out to practice.
He's all alone?
For the Dallas Cowboys. No, it's day and night.
Oh, day and night.
Day and night.
All right.
Seriously, man. I mean, his words, not mine. Year 2 training camp for him?
Yeah, no, it's day and night. Obviously, once you do something for a year and then you have the opportunity to do it again, you'll be more confident and comfortable in what you are doing. And so, just coming out this year, understanding what's required of me, what I need to do, where I need to be at, understanding the chemistry that I need with Dak and the offense. Being in the spot that I'm expected to be in and making the play that I'm expected to make is what we worked on this offseason all together, and obviously with the help of the other guys in the room, building the relationships and, adding to my field of wide receiver aspects and skills. So, just going out and just continuing to improve upon that.
Well, he certainly has had a much better training camp than he had last year. Can that translate onto the field? Look, they drafted this guy with in the third round for a reason. Yeah, I hope it works out for him. And I think they need a guy like that to as an insurance policy, if you will, for Michael Gallup.
Well, and that's very true, especially, I mean, expectation is Michael Gallup returns to form pre-injury. He never got there last year. Will he get there this year? That's kind of the $1 million question when you look at the receiving group, because if you get the Michael Gallup we expect, and you've added in a Brandon Cooks and what CeeDee Lamb is doing, and then there's a little depth behind them with a Jalen Tolbert, man, it could be scary. And again, no matter what you say about Dak Prescott, the NFL players in their top 100 have Dak as a top 10 quarterback. I believe he was the 8th quarterback on that list. So those are from the players. Every different, this guy makes a list, ESPN makes a list, the Athletics, everybody makes a list. I can make a list. When the NFL players also put him on the list, you look at that, right? I mean, top 10 quarterback, give or take, that's what he is. He's the most polarizing quarterback out there. So I don't know other training camps, and maybe they have beat reporters that do this, but it certainly doesn't make First Take or Get Up, counting interceptions. So the other day, Clarence Hill from the Fort Worth Star-Telegram on Dak Prescott's 3-interception day also pointed out that Dak threw a number of touchdown passes that day, including touchdown passes where Diggs was the man in coverage. Dominic Foxworth went on Get Up, and he said 3 interceptions by Dak in practice, that's nothing to worry about.
I mean, I think it's a good day and a good sign, honestly. Like, we think that the Cowboys' chances of winning the Super Bowl is largely based on how good that defense can be. That defense can turn over one of the best quarterbacks in the league 3 times in practice. They should be optimistic. Let's not be absurd. No one's actually concerned about Dak Prescott after 3 interceptions. He's had multiple years of low interceptions. He had 1 year of high interceptions, and he had 1 practice of a lot of interceptions. Let's not get crazy about that. Let's get crazy about that defense turning the ball over and over and over and over again. That's exciting. A lot more interesting than Dak Prescott throwing a couple practice interceptions.
Yeah.
Wow.
Head explode.
I thought,
here we go.
Did Patrick
3,
Mahomes come into camp?
2, 1.
Did Mahomes, was he there? One of the best quarterbacks in the NFL? Please, look, I think
Did we not
Dominic
just establish he's a top 10 quarterback?
No, you established that. I didn't say I agreed
so
with
the
you.
players are idiots because the players have him voted as the 8th best quarterback in the NFL.
So because the players say that, there were a lot of things you disagreed with when on that players poll. We could go over that again if you'd like. Just because the players say it doesn't necessarily make it so. Although I will put a little more into that than just some talking head at the Athletic or somewhere else in their poll. Although, you thought that guy was gold that said Cowboys have the number 1 defense.
He's got the Texans at number 10.
So you're a hypocrite is what you're saying,
Well,
basically.
I mean, Pledge loves that they're at number 10 and can't believe that Cowboys are number 1. Go watch his video.
Here's what I'm going to say about what Dominic Foxworth had to say.
What?
First and foremost,
here we go.
If you're not concerned about Dak Prescott throwing interceptions, no matter where that is, it's foolish. Because I don't care how good that defense is. If Dak Prescott turns the football over at his own 20-yard line, for example,
it's a problem.
Yeah, it's a problem. The other team's going to score points of some sort, fashion. Look, he threw it's practice, first of all.
There you go.
I don't give a damn about interceptions in practice.
Really?
I really, unless it's Dak Prescott
throwing them.
No, unless they're just horrible. All right. And there have been some of those
Sure.
that have been just terrible throws. There have been some, yes, that are not Dak's fault.
No, but
I know we have different categories for Dak Prescott.
Is it-
the ones that are his fault, the ones that aren't his fault, and most of the ones that you say are in that category of not his fault because the receiver should have done something or it was his fault. Either way, doesn't matter. I want to see Dak Prescott in the regular season. Dak Prescott has not gotten it done. I don't know how many times I have to say this to get it through anybody's head. This guy is going into his 8th season.
Correct.
Just turned 30 years old. He's got 2 playoff wins.
Yep.
2.
He's got 2, and that's on his resume.
I don't understand why everybody thinks this guy is one of the best quarterbacks in the NFL. I think he's an average quarterback. He's good. He's average. And I say that
Is he good or is he average?
He's average. You can be good and be average.
Okay.
You got good, great, and best. It depends on the tiers that you're doing.
He's not a tier 1 quarterback.
He's not. I don't even know if he's a tier 2. It depends on how many guys you're going to put in the tier 1. Mahomes, I think we're all going to say.
Well, I think it's how many guys can fit in a certain tier, right? I mean, and like every time I've made a quarterback list, he's anywhere from 8 to 12. It is generally where I have him, maybe 7. But even, if you're going career, you go in the last year. And last year, the guy threw 15 interceptions, and the players still voted him there. He is still one of those quarterbacks that when he is on and he is dealing, he is tough to beat, and he can make throws. But the interceptions last year, that's a problem.
His decision-making is a problem. That's his problem. It's between the ears for Dak Prescott. He's got all the tools. I'll give him that, although I don't think his arm is as strong as it was 7 years ago.
But he doesn't have the strongest arm. He doesn't have wheels like some of the other guys. I don't necessarily agree with you on decision making. At time, you go, "What the hell was that?" But I think you say that about most quarterbacks. I mean,
no, I think there are quarterbacks that actually win Super Bowls and playoff games, make good decisions. I really do. I mean, Dak's biggest problem in my mind is his decision making.
So if he goes and wins a Super Bowl this year, now all of a sudden he's a great decision maker?
No, I mean,
he can erase a lot of doubters, although I do think there are guys that sound like you, not necessarily you, but sound like you, that if he wins the Super Bowl, they will say, well, you won that thing despite him because, damn, you had one hell of a defense.
I won't say that. If Dak Prescott can lead this Cowboys team to a Super Bowl, he will have earned my respect in that case, and he will be one of the top-notch quarterbacks in the NFL. Look, just because you have a good defense, look, it's a team game last time I checked. But the quarterback is the guy that gets all the attention. Dak Prescott gets all the attention. If he goes out and throws double-digit interceptions again this year, that's going to be a problem.
And look, I am a Dak supporter, but I'm at that point, and I have been since they lost to San Francisco. I love Dak Prescott. That guy's got to get it done in the playoffs, or I'm ready to move on. But what I look at with Jerry this offseason, looking at a $60 million cap hit this year, the smart business move is you've got to extend him because of all the other guys you're going to have to pay. Or
you let him go.
Well, see, but the problem is you have a team with a lot of young players that are under contract, or in the case of Micah, will be under contract long term. How do you let Dak Prescott go when you don't have his replacement in the building, which is why I was so pissed at the draft that they didn't address that situation.
You don't have to address it in the draft.
They could go trade for
somebody.
somebody.
Get somebody.
But again, when you look at going and trading, it doesn't always work. And unless you have that guy lined up on the tee ready to pull the trigger on the trade, that's a bigger risk than riding another year or 2, 3 or 4 with Dak. And I think when Dak gets a new deal, it's not the length of years that I'm going to be looking at. It's how it's structured. How quickly can the Cowboys get out of that? Everybody talks about Danny Dimes getting that ridiculous deal from the New York Giants. They can get out of that thing in 2 years.
Dak Prescott, to me, needs to play this year as a prove-it year. And I know that the business part of it and all of that kind of stuff, unless he's willing to take a team-friendly deal, which it doesn't appear that he's willing to take that, then he needs to play this year. Let him prove it. Let him prove it. The Cowboys did the same thing with Zeke Elliott. Guess what? He's not here anymore because he didn't have it anymore. He was done. Maybe Dak's done. Maybe it's just not going to work out. Maybe he's just not that guy. Maybe he needs a change of scenery. The Rams will go to the Super Bowl and they trade the dude because they saw he can't get it done.
Mm-hmm.
And then they got Matthew Stafford, traded for him, and he led him to a Super Bowl win. I mean, it can be done.
I know. I mean, the examples are all over the place. There's that one and Tom Brady. There's that one and Tom Brady.
The definition of insanity is doing the same thing and getting the same result over and over again. That's what the Cowboys are doing.
You have partied with Jerry Jones, right?
I have.
It's the Blitz here on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
KTFM Floresville. This is 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star, your home for the Aggies. San Antonio's Sports Center.
Hey, the Houston Texans are in action tonight. Preseason game number 1. C.J. Stroud gets the start, the number 2 overall pick. The Texans taking on the Patriots in New England. Kickoff set for 6 o'clock. Cowboys practice in Oxnard today. They'll go back to Dallas tomorrow. Get ready for their first preseason game against the Jaguars on Saturday. Game you can catch right here on San Antonio Sports Star 94.1. Ronald Jones most likely won't play.
Joe Reinagel.
That's the third time in 7 seasons the San Antonio Spurs are the NBA champions.
Jason Minutes.
They go back to big day as Super Bowl champions. Dallas 52, Buffalo 17.
It's the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
It is the Blitz here on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. He's Joe Reinagel. I'm Jason Minix on this Hot Ticket Thursday. Coming up in about 18 minutes, we'll have tickets for Three Doors Down and Candlebox at the Moody Amphitheater coming up in September. We'll also head out to the Basketball Hall of Fame. Don Harris from News 4 will join us as
big weekend out there.
Pop gets ready to actually go into the Hall of Fame.
Greg Popovich, Tony Parker, Becky Hammond.
What a weekend.
Did I miss anybody?
Well, those are the Spurs types that are going.
Right. No, that's all I care about.
Yeah.
Quite honestly. I don't really give a damn about anybody else.
Yeah. Everybody else.
Happy for Becky and Tony, though. Pop is going to get in whenever he decided he wanted to get in. That's a no-brainer. But then you look at Becky Hammond and Tony Parker, and you never know.
Don't forget Spurs great Pau Gasol.
Pau Gasol, nice guy. Very nice guy. Always liked Pau. You like Pau?
Yeah, he's very nice.
He's a very nice guy.
Lovely man.
Yeah, nice.
Very polite.
Oh, my goodness.
Then we were at the NBA All-Star game in Dallas 2010. We're in the elevator, and Pau and his girlfriend got on, or wife, or whoever. Pau's done very well for himself.
Yeah.
But extremely nice.
Oh,
I mean, but I don't know that you would say Spurs great, Pledge.
No,
I mean,
you remember him as a Laker, don't you?
Well, look, we have an autographed photo of Pau Gasol
that
sits on the floor in the office.
I know.
Well, we can't give that damn thing away.
Well, I bet there's some people that would take it.
Well, they will now because he's going to Hall of Fame. I might have to take it home now.
He may have to.
I mean, I might have to. I
Yeah.
might have to hang it as soon as he is officially in the Hall of Fame.
Or sell it.
You know, you could, man, hang it in the urinal, give you something to aim at.
Whoa.
I'm kidding. It'd be
Oh, my
above the
gosh.
urinal. It'd be above the urinal.
Above.
You would still miss.
Just so you could stare at it?
That's not what I want to stare at.
I can't shoot that high anymore. So if it's above, he's safe.
This is Jason and Joe's Headline Blitz. 2 guys, 2 opinions, never enough time.
Joe's not a good gambler.
Depends on what day it is.
It's any day that ends in Y.
Well,
you have days, but for the most part, your track record and our beer bets say this, and your gambling trips say this.
Football season's coming up. I can do okay
look,
there.
Look, you know, I know some nice wins that you have had.
I have.
I
yes.
mean, you know,
are they gonna let me back in this year?
Sure.
Okay.
They like taking your money.
They do, huh?
This bizarre article on Phil Mickelson.
Oh man!
And as I was leaving the barbecue station for lunch, who's doing the middays right now? Who's on at noon before Jim Rome takes his place on Monday? Craig. Who is it? Was it
Canty and Carlin?
It was a Canty today, or whoever it was.
George Carlin. Or
but you had Harry Douglas
Chris
on
Carlin.
too.
He couldn't do math, right? Because they're talking about Phil Mickelson, according to this book, has bet more than $1 billion. God,
I'm glad nobody takes a tally of how much I bet. Jeez. Who keeps track of that?
But he's only in the hole 100 million.
Oh, okay.
Now,
well,
I understand. We're radio types, which means we didn't have any math classes in college if you actually went to college, right? I mean, you know, I remember at SAC, I took math for liberal arts majors, and it was all about word problems.
So no math.
No math.
Okay.
But he thought that Phil's a pretty good gambler. He's literally on the radio going, well, dude, he's winning it at 90%. If he's only lost 100 million and he bet $1 billion, he's winning at a 90% clip. He should get hired by the new ESPN bet. No, dude, that's not what that means.
No, it means he's lost $100 million. But at least, you know what keeps Phil and guys like me coming back is that, you know, you mix in a win every now and then.
Well, it's
kind
like
of
a
keeps
golf
you
game.
going. Yeah, exactly. So you mix in a win, and that's good.
Is it a gambling problem if you can afford to do it? And that's the question. When you look at those numbers, people are, oh, he's got a problem. Somebody get him help. You know, if you're able to afford to gamble $1 billion and pay everybody off without your kneecaps getting broke, is that a problem, right? I don't believe he has gambled away a house payment or a car payment.
I don't think so.
Or his kids' college.
Well, I mean, even before the whole live windfall for Phil, I mean, you know, the guy was a good guy. He was second best always to Tiger Woods. And at one time, it was just those two guys. They were pretty much the dominant factors on the PGA Tour. Tiger would always, and it was, you know, everybody billed it as a rivalry, but hell, Phil never beat Tiger at anything. But Phil, being second best, I mean, he got a ton of money, sponsorship dollars and all of that stuff. So Phil has to have a pretty good coffer full of cash. And then the bonus was the windfall from the Live Tour.
The question that I have, though, I mean, Tiger Woods, is he officially a billionaire yet?
I think so.
He's on the billionaire
I'm sure
list,
he is. Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
With endorsements.
Yes.
I never saw Phil on the Billy list. You know, now granted, you know, if Tiger's worth 1.1 billion, according to Google right now, what is Phil worth? Do that for Phil. What is Phil Mickelson's net worth with, you know, his winnings and his endorsements? Obviously, the unreported gambling.
400 million.
400 million.
So he's lost 100 million gambling. He's still 300 ahead.
How do you gamble $1 billion over time?
Well,
you know what I mean? It's just
Phil likes to bet on sports.
He does. He does.
I even read in that article he tried to bet on the Ryder Cup that he was playing in. So
Pete Rose, line 3.
Right, exactly. So he's a gambler. We heard him the other day. Talking to Bryson DeChambeau. And they were going to, you know, bet $1,000 a hole.
Yeah.
Of course, I wouldn't bet against a guy that just shot 58. I don't think.
Is he going to do it again?
Well,
I bet not.
I
all right.
know.
I mean, but again, you look at it like you look at the NFL, all these pro leagues. The gambling has always been around in sports, right? You go all the way back. You know, Brent Musburger mixing in a line here or there, or you know, Jimmy the Greek or whatever, right? I mean, you know, it's been a part of sports for a long time, and the leagues are doing everything they can. I don't know if it's illegal for him as a PGA golfer to bet. Probably the Ryder Cup's not allowed, but if he wants to bet a football game and parlay it, I mean, I think he's allowed to do that.
Yeah, he can do that.
$1 billion.
$1 billion. I think Phil's going to be okay. I don't think he's going to have any problems. He'll be okay. And if he's got a problem, then what do? That's
and he's tweeting now. He's almost a billionaire. So
maybe he is
a little back and forth.
The problem for Phil when he left for the Live Tour is he lost all his sponsors.
Yeah,
I mean, and that's a problem because that's where you get the majority of your money. It's where Tiger Woods made all of his.
You wonder if when signing with the Live, look, I'm going to need this much money, and I need you to take care of this little note. All right, cool, we got you.
It could be. I mean, you never know. Although, if I'm the bookie on the other end of Phil's call, I probably want to see the cash. I'm not. There's no credit extended there. You know, I mean, it's
you're Phil Mickelson. All the credit is extended there.
Well, I'm just saying that it's Tuesday. It's time to either pay off or collect. And where are you going to be, Phil?
Yep.
Or if you're in Saudi Arabia and I need a Venmo or something.
We met Al Michaels last week in Oxnard at Nobu in Malibu at Jerry Jones's party. Cool to meet Al Michaels. He was on a podcast, and there is and I'm sure you guys have heard the story. Kevin Brown, one of the broadcasters for the Orioles, not the former player Kevin Brown, he got suspended for speaking facts.
Yeah.
Right? I mean, there was nothing that he said that should have got him suspended, although team officials thought he was being too critical of the team because of their suckage against the Tampa Bay Rays, which were all facts.
Yes.
It's a series. You can't tell the story without the facts. He was on Outside the Lines with Jeremy Schaap and had an idea of who actually should be suspended.
When I heard and read about it, Jeremy, I thought it was A, either a joke, or B, there had to be something much more insidious behind the suspension. And now that I realize that it had almost everything to do with apparently what was said about Tampa Bay and playing the Rays and having a lot of success recently when they had none in the last 3 years, I agree there should be a suspension here. They should suspend the doofus that suspended Kevin Brown.
The doofus.
I agree. And here's the problem. And I want to ask fans this question, because I think this is why fans may have tweeted in and say, hey, this guy, what's he doing? And all of this stuff. And I'm going to speak from experience. Spurs fans don't like to hear people critical of the Spurs team. They don't.
True.
So when I was a part of the broadcast for the Spurs, it was made very clear that you don't criticize this team or you don't bring up certain stories that had happened. And I just wonder if you're a homer, if you're a home team guy, and that's what you do, is it more of the fans and the team reacting to the fans? Because I promise you, and I've seen it on this radio station, I say anything critical about Wemby, and it's like, whoa! I mean, you get hammered for it by spray. Don't say anything bad about, the Spurs. I just wonder if that's what happened.
I don't know.
And is that what fans want?
I think fans want honesty.
I don't know. I'm not sure they do.
I think fans want honesty.
I'm not sure they do, Jason. Not when it comes to your hometown team. And I've got experience with Spurs fans that don't want to hear anything but glowing reviews of this basketball team.
I just appreciate Al Michaels and the proper usage of doofus in a sentence. Let's head out to the Basketball Hall of Fame. Don Harris is there. He'll set the scene as what's going to be a big weekend for the San Antonio Spurs. No criticism here for what's going on this weekend.
Not at all.
With the Hall of Fame. If you're a business owner, a manager, a club leader, and you need your logo on any kind of gear, get into Sammy's Embroidery and Printing down on San Pedro. If you need T-shirts, screen printed, go see Sam. Back to school time, you got an event, a club, an organization, you need shirts made, Sam will get you taken care of. Maybe a family reunion or an upcoming trip. If you need caps done, Sam has over 12,000 caps. and more than 75 color combinations on display in his showroom just waiting for your logo. He has over 700 uniform lines to choose from. Nobody has better prices. Sam has all the big name brands, and he's the only company in Texas with one-day turnaround. No order too small, certainly don't order too big. Call 210-824-3900, or better yet, get into that massive showroom down on San Pedro, 1 mile inside Loop 410, next to Big Lots across from McDonald's, or check the website, samsembroidery.com, for Sammy's Embroidery Club.
The boys from San Antonio Sports Star are back from Cowboys training camp in Oxnard, California, and the tales to tell. 7 days and 7 nights of training camp coverage. And that was just at all of Jerry Jones's parties.
We get to suck on that all week.
Security, of course, provided by AA Best Bail Bonds.
We are joined by Terrence Steele, San Antonio's own. See, we claim you when
we say San Antonio. See, now that you big time. So you said we can't
when
give
you're
you the
attacked,
Cibolo.
you're just Cibolo. Oh, good.
We're like, he's like, wait, he played for the Cowboys. He's from San Antonio. we be jacking Cibolo. We claimed it.
San Antonio.
No.
What part? Oh, okay, Cibolo.
Cowboys training camp presented by AA Best Bail Bonds, Southern Recipe Small Batch Pork Rinds, Texas Cheer Liquor, 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star, and SASportsStar.com.
Mornings were made for better things than rheumatoid arthritis or RA. Xeljanz tofacitinib is a pill for adults with moderate to severe RA when tumor necrosis factor blockers did not work well or could not be tolerated. Xeljanz can help relieve joint pain, swelling, and help stop further joint damage. Xeljanz can lower your ability to fight infections. Don't start if you have one. Before and during treatment, your doctor should check for infections like TB and do blood tests. Serious, sometimes fatal infections, cancers including lymphoma and lung, blood clots, serious heart-related events, tears in the stomach or intestines, and allergic reactions have happened. People 50 and older with heart disease risk factors have an increased risk of death. Tell your doctor if you've had hepatitis B or C, have flu-like symptoms, are prone to infections, or have ever had a heart attack, stroke, clot, or other heart problems, or swelling of lips, tongue, throat, or hives. Ask your doctor about prescription Xeljanz. Visit Xeljanz.com or call 1-844-XELJANZ.
Now is the best time to buy a Connecticut water softener. With current models being closed out to make way for the new ones, you can save big. Call Connecticut at 656-PURE and tell them Dave Ramsey sent you. That's 656-PURE.
It's patio season, so get over to the Rue Pub at 281 and Redland Road to enjoy the great South Texas weather. As always, ice-cold beer and specialty drinks, happy hour weekdays from 11 to 6, and the kitchen is open late until 2 a.m. every day. Add the Rue Pub into your lunch rotation with those 3 massive 170-inch screens and TVs all around. You know there is no better place to watch a game, and they always have all the fights. The Rue Pub, next to the Angry Elephant, 281 and Redland Road. We'll see you at the Rue.
The Golf Club of Texas has some of the best course conditions with the friendliest staff. The golf is great. They have a lighted driving range and practice area. While it feels like a country club, it's not a private club. It's open to the public, so bring the family into the 10 Cup Bar. It's the nicest sit-down restaurant in that area of SA, specializing in Texas food, wine, and spirits. For golf or dinner, go to Golf Club of Texas off Highway 90, online at golfclubtexas.com. The Golf Club of Texas, the friendliest golf course in Texas.
If you get arrested, get out of jail fast by calling AA Best Bail Bonds, 210-225-2121. Text bail to 474747 or online mybestbailbonds.com. You don't have to call attorneys or anybody else. Don't be forced into a PR bond. If the jail offers you one, make sure you understand the conditions before accepting it. AA Best Bail Bonds. Nobody beats their price. They have payment plans. Call 210-225-2121 or mybestbailbonds.com.
License number 149.
Buyers Barricades is proud to provide traffic control, rental, and sales for work zones and events in the San Antonio area and beyond. Buyers Barricades, the Texas authority in barricade rental. Learn more online at buyersbarricades.com. That's buyersbarricades.com.
Before you fire up that grill, get into Tri-County Meat Market because a great meal always starts with great meat. Tri-County Meat Market is locally owned and they're full service, believe me, and they've got everything you need to up your grilling game. And now they're featuring MTX beef. Beef raised, fed, and harvested right here in beautiful Central South Texas in our beautiful Texas Hill Country. Tri-County has what you need with quality you expect, and you can always take advantage of the 5 for $25. Head over to Tri-County today, and I know you're going to be thanking me later.
It's Hot Ticket Thursday. Be the ninth caller at 210-656-ESPN. And you could be on your way. The hottest tickets to the hottest events. Ninth caller wins.
Right, caller number 9 right now on Hot Ticket Thursday. You're going to win tickets to see Three Doors Down and Candlebox at the Moody Amphitheater September 20th. If you don't win tickets, you can buy them at livenation.com. 210-656-ESPN, 656-3776. Caller 9 right now. It's the Blitz. He's Joe Reinagel. I'm Jason Minix. It's going to be a big weekend for the San Antonio Spurs organization up there at the Hall of Fame. Let's talk about it. Don Harris from News 4 joining us now on the Buyers Barricades guest line. He's already there with very little sleep. Don, you think about this weekend. You don't need sleep to get energy for what's going to happen this weekend for the Spurs, right?
It's history, man. It's always fun to be there when history is made. It seems like we were just here about 10 months ago for Manu's Hall of Fame, and that was epic. And Spurs fans and Manu fans turned out in full force. He was by far the most popular speech at Symphony Hall. And, there's some big names going in this year with Dwayne Wade and Dirk Nowitzki, but I got a feeling that Spurs Nation's going to show up in full force because it's not only Coach Pop, it's Tony and Becky as well, and they love themselves some Pau Gasol too. So it's going to be a big Spurs contingent up here.
Don, we were talking about this a little bit earlier, Jason and I, and look, Pop is a no-brainer. Whenever he decided he wanted to go into the Hall of Fame, he was going to go into the Hall of Fame. But then I look at Tony Parker and Becky Hammond, and while I'm a huge fan of both of those people, I'm not sure that it was a given that they were going in. So for me, those two going in this weekend is going to be what I'm excited about.
Yeah, and Becky, I think this was her 4th time that she was a finalist, and she finally broke through. When you start, it depends on how high you want to set your bar, but anytime you have a finals MVP, I think you've made yourself a pretty good case if the rest of your resume is good. I mean, it's not like, I'm not sure Andre Iguodala is a Hall of Famer, even though he's a finals MVP. But, Tony's a 6-time All-Star. And the other things that he put up, albeit somewhat on the back of Tim Duncan, 17 seasons in a row he made the playoffs and things like that,
Don, I think about Pop deciding now is the time for him to go in. And I don't know if he decided that he wanted to go in because he figured or knew Tony was going to go in with them. So his guys were in and he was going to go in with them. But also I wondered when he decided to go in was the end coming, the retirement. And then of course you get Wemby and you sign a 5-year contract extension. With the press conference scheduled for tomorrow afternoon, which will happen while the Blitz is live on the air, what do you expect from Greg Popovich this weekend at the Hall of Fame?
Same thing we always get, self-effacing, self-deprecating. I'm a product of serendipity. I don't deserve to be here. The Hall of Fame is for Red Auerbachs and Red Holtzmans and Larry Birds, not me. I'm a Division III guy from Pomona, Pittsburgh. And, a lot of that, what he said is true. I mean, if you said, let's say you gave Larry Brown or George Karl or Dick Motta or some of the great coaches who always did more with less, Tim Duncan and David Robinson, they're automatically going to be better coaches and they're automatically going to win more championships. But there's a lot to be said for what Pop built with culture, with a program, and with Tim specifically. The two of them built a program and a dynasty that, a lesser person bails after 5 years or after one bad season or gets fired. It's a tribute to Pop's, what he's meant to so many players and so many coaches. Look at his tree. For crying out loud, there's 50 guys in front offices and coaching staffs around the league that started as interns with the Spurs. And what he's meant to players like Patty Mills and others through his advocacy for things like the food bank in San Antonio and teaching guys, like when he took his team to the Oklahoma City Bombing Memorial or the Martin Luther King Civil Rights Museum in Memphis or Washington, D.C., and he educates these guys about the world. I mean, Pop, there's not very many people like Greg Popovich.
Well, and when you look at Greg Popovich, and I'm a huge fan of Pop, and obviously Jason and I and you have been around Greg Popovich for many, many, many years, more than I care to remember. Actually, Don, as you know, but I mean, it would really be refreshing to me. And you just spit out his entire speech, and he's been giving that same speech for years. At some point, I'd like to see Pop recognize his greatness. And I know he'll never do that, but that would be refreshing to me to see that. And you don't think there's any shot of that, huh?
The way he'll do that is he will remind everyone of the greatness of Tim, Tony, and Manu and David. And he will talk about it's players that you win with and that Tim allowed him to coach. He might give, a tip of the cap to Hank Egan and Larry Brown and Don Nelson and those who really influenced him. And he'll give a tip of the cap to the younger guys who helped him along the way, like Coach Bud and Ime and others. And I think in doing so, nobody wants to be Michael Jordan. In fact, right here in Springfield, Mass, I walked home from Symphony Hall to my hotel alongside my photographer, Goose, you know him, Joe,
yeah,
and
absolutely.
Jason, and Greg Popovich. And we walked home from that speech when Michael Jordan said thank you like maybe once, and David Robinson's speech had it like 217 times. And we were all just taken aback by how spiteful and how selfish and how little Michael was in his Hall of Fame speech. And so I would expect to hear Greg Popovich say the words thank you a lot on Saturday night.
Don Harris from News 4 joining us here on the Blitz as we get ready to have a whole bunch of Spurs going into the Hall of Fame on Saturday. Press conferences tomorrow. The speech is on Saturday night. Don, of the three related to the Spurs, which one do you expect to make everybody cry?
Of those three, Becky. And I think, though, if Pop gets choked up, it could be Pop. And, he's gotten close. At Tim Duncan's jersey retirement, when he told the story about how he told Mr. Bill Duncan that I'm going to make sure that your son is the same person when he walks out the door that he was when he walked through the door. He got choked up and had to stomp his feet and stop for a second. And I think when he talks about Tim Duncan and perhaps his late wife, Erin, I think he may get choked up. And that's the one thing that really, and I told him this, I sat next to Pop. We both spoke at Red McCombs' funeral. And so we were backstage for a couple of hours and I sat right next to him. I got to talk to him about a lot of things. And that's the one thing that he said. He goes, she's really going to be missed. And I said, well, it's because you're stubborn, wouldn't go in when she was still with us, because Mike Monroe and I both nominated Pop in 2007. And the Hall of Fame works differently back then, where media could nominate. And the Hall of Fame told us we've tried and he won't go in. That was a long time ago. And he continued to say no, even after Jerry Colangelo took over running the Hall of Fame. But with Tony Parker going in, and this is something that he told me at Red's funeral, I said, why now? And he said, get Jerry Colangelo off my back. And pretty much Tony's going in. and that's the last of them. And I thought, why not? Why not now?
Well, I think it's great, and it is long overdue for Greg Popovich. Don, if you just would, you've been there. I've never been to the Hall of Fame or an induction. What's it like? Tell us, kind of paint a picture for us as to what that whole day is like.
Well, it's changed. And in recent years, all changed with Michael Jordan and David Robinson's induction in 2009. It used to be down at the Hall of Fame, which is a fairly small building. It's expanded over the years with Jerry Colangelo's influence and the money that they've raised, but it's still way too small to hold the event. So they hold the event in Symphony Hall. And the way I can explain Symphony Hall in Springfield is it's kind of like the Majestic Theater. It's an old auditorium, like really old, like 1920s old. And it seats maybe 3,000 people. So it's very small. It's like being in a high school auditorium or the Majestic Theater. And there's a big red carpet event before where everybody stands outside. And they, of course, all the Hall of Famers and the presenters walk in. And then behind the scenes, once the show gets started, it's very much a television program. Ahmad Rashad is usually the host. And we never know the order of what the speakers are going to be. They show a little 5-minute movie of each person's career and then welcome them to the stage. And they only have about, 8 to 10 minutes allotted for their speeches. But all day, all weekend, there's things. Tomorrow at 11 a.m., there's an autograph signing where people pay to meet these inductees, and they sit and they sign for an hour or so. Then
and Pop agreed to do that?
I don't think he has a choice. I think all inductees have to do it, believe it or not. But the Spurs way is the Spurs way, guys. So Tim and Manu will be inducting Tony and Pop, and I can guarantee you we will not see hide nor hair of them on the red carpet. We will not see them today. We will not see them tomorrow. They will fly in on a private jet Saturday afternoon. They'll be escorted to the back door of Symphony Hall. They'll sneak in, sit on the first row, induct their guys, and sneak out. It's still the Spurs way.
So no big party Saturday night with all of them there, kind of like the Pro Football Hall of Fame and all those parties we see videos of?
We never see videos of the Spurs, but you can bet there is an after party of some sort. For some reason, I've never been invited to one.
For some reason. Don, have fun. Be the party crasher this weekend. It's really the last opportunity for a while for the Spurs to have somebody going into the Hall of Fame. Figure out where that party is and crash that thing.
We'll be back for Wemby in about 30 years.
Exactly. Let's hope we're all around for it. Don Harris from News 4. Joyous coverage all weekend long. Appreciate you jumping on with us.
Thanks, guys.
Appreciate it. Don Harris on the Buyers Barricades guest line. Buyers Barricades provides traffic control, rental, and sales for San Antonio and beyond online at buyersbarricades.com. There's a great dinner.
Oh,
a lot of wine.
Yeah.
Of course.
Of course
some
there
sort.
is.
It is. I know it's the Spurs way, but stuff like that, I know it's for them, but it's also the fans. And for those wondering, a coach 25 years into their career is eligible for the Hall of Fame. Player has to wait till 5 years after they are done.
And look, I was shocked as anybody that Pop agreed to go in this year. I didn't think he would do it until after he was done coaching, but I'm glad he made that decision to get it done because he's not going anywhere.
No.
I mean, he signed the contract. Doesn't mean he has to honor the whole thing, but I'm just saying, I don't think Pop is going anywhere. He's going to be here for at least the foreseeable future.
It's the Blitz here on 94.1 at San Antonio Sports Stars. The Cowboys get ready for their first preseason game Saturday afternoon, and a game you can listen to here on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. A lot of talk about who's going to back up Tony Parker. What does Mike McCarthy look for in the backup running back position? We'll get into that. What'd I say?
Tony Parker?
Yeah, Tony Pollard. I mean, Tony Parker, he's a Hall of Fame basketball player and now the starting running back.
It's Becky Hammond.
Absolutely.
Amazing.
That was my Rob Thompson impersonation here on Blitz. If you're shopping for a new vehicle, go see my friends at Ancira Chrysler, Jeep, Dodge, and Ram truck. I really say Tony Parker. If you're shopping for that new vehicle, no better place to go than Ancira because, I'm a longtime Ancira customer, and I can tell you firsthand how great they are before, during, and most importantly, after the sale. That great customer service is why Ancira has been a top family-run dealership in San Antonio for decades. And you know Price made Ancira number one. Price keeps Ancira number one. So think Ancira. Ancira Chrysler, Jeep, Dodge, and Ram truck, part of the Ancira Itonado complex on I-10 West between Wurzbach and Hebner.
It's R&R in the morning.
Friday on R&R in the morning, it's time for the RJ Ochoa Show, and we get you ready for Cowboys versus Jags in the preseason.
Greg Popovich is getting an orange jacket and a bronze bust. He's going into the hall. We'll look back on a stellar career and all the just desserts. We start talking at 6.
It's your wake-up call. R&R in the morning, 6 to 10 on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Yeah, I'm so stressed. Our business is growing. We've got people all over now.
Ooma.
What is that? Meditation?
I'm recommending the Ooma cloud phone system with auto attendant and more than 50 features.
Ooma?
Yep. Switching to Ooma is a cinch. Just $24.95 per month per user, plus taxes and fees.
Ooma.
Now you're feeling it. Find small business calm at ooma.com/radio. That's OOMA.com/radio.
This could be the start of a break-in.
Stop. This is Simply Safe.
Or the end of one.
Police are on their way.
Introducing the latest innovation in home security. 24/7 LiveGuard protection, only from Simply Safe. Now, agents can see and speak to intruders through our new indoor camera to help stop crime in real time and for fast police response. Get 20% off any new system with Fast Protect monitoring at simplysafe.com/radio. There's no safe like Simply Safe.
Do you find yourself stuck in a timeshare? Get the real facts about the timeshare industry and your options for cancellation. Chuck McDowell, founder of Wesley Financial Group, has put together a free information guide that reveals the secrets the timeshare industry doesn't want you to know, including the 5 ways to get rid of your timeshare. Call now and get this timeshare cancellation guide absolutely free.
Call 800-330-2929. That's 800-330-2929. 800-330-2929.
If this were a Reese's TV ad, you'd be staring at a Reese's peanut butter cup. And sure, my voice is peanut buttery smooth, but still, you need to see the peanut butter cups, right? No? I can really just say Reese's and you'll go get some? Okay. Reese's. 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 Really working, actually. Reese's. Reese's. I'm on to something. Reese's. Reese's. Reese's.
Right now at Wendy's, when you buy either a Dave's Single, Spicy Chicken Sandwich, Medium Frosty, or 10-piece nuggets, you can get another for just $1. Your dollar never tasted so good. So it's obvious what everyone will get, right?
Definitely nugs
Spicy
and
chicken
a Frosty.
sandwich,
Dave's single and a Frosty for me.
and a Frosty. Okay, who said Frosty and a Frosty? Pick your obvious choice. Choose wisely. Choose Wendy's, buy one, get one for $1.
Limited time only. Price of participation may vary. U.S. Wendy's, valid for item of equal or lesser value. Cannot be combined in a combo or any other offer.
Missing your NFL team's out-of-market games? Not a great plan. A much better plan? Switch to My Plan from Verizon and get NFL Sunday Ticket from YouTube and YouTube TV on us with eligible phone purchase and unlimited plus. That's a value of up to $449. Get every out-of-market game every Sunday afternoon. Switch to My Plan at your Verizon store today. And for a limited time, get NFL Sunday Ticket from YouTube and YouTube TV on us with eligible phone purchase and unlimited plus. It's your Verizon. $449 value applies to NFL Sunday Ticket season 23-24 only. Additional terms and embargoes apply to NFL Sunday Ticket on YouTube. No refunds.
So you're in the middle of a kitchen update, and you can't tell if that's a faucet stem or a flange. With the Home Depot app, doing doesn't miss a beat. It'll find what you need in a snap, and it'll show you how to find it in store with a tap. Or get it delivered free. For doing that doesn't stop. Download the Home Depot app. It's made for doing.
O'Reilly. Protect your engine with Syntec Full Synthetic Motor Oil at O'Reilly Auto Parts. Syntec is designed for today's engines to dissipate heat and reduce friction and wear. Get 5 quarts of Syntec Full Synthetic in a MicroGuard Select Oil Filter for just $33.99, plus 2 times O Rewards points. Limits apply. Choose Syntec exclusively at O'Reilly Auto Parts.
O'Reilly Auto Parts.
Guys, your testosterone level impacts your energy, drive, weight, hair loss, and even ED. Revive Men's Health San Antonio will check your T level for free. For your free T level check, exam, and consultation, call 210-615-7777 or visit revivemenshealth.com.
Ribs, burgers, chicken. Submit what you grilled or smoked, and you could win a $50 gift card from Tri-County Meat Market.
So good and tasty?
Grilling with the Blitz. Joe Reinagel, Jason Minix, The Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Make sure you get those meat photos submitted at sasportstar.com.
I got to judge some meat.
Judging meat in 2 hours.
Yeah.
We'll give away that $50 gift card to Tri-County Meat Market. Go to sasportstar.com and upload your great photos.
We're having an argument in the studio over
we are.
Over a Dak Prescott to CD Lamb touchdown pass today. Todd Archer has slowed it down for us. And it's a great catch by CD Lamb.
I know I've retweeted it, and it's impressive in slow motion. It's an incredible play. Great catch by CD Lamb. And Ryan goes like, man, that's incredible, but that throw. Jesus.
Well, no, I said it that when I first saw it in regular speed, I thought, man, Dak made a great throw right there. When Archer slows it down, you see that CD has to come back for the football.
He doesn't come back.
He comes back
takes
for the
another
football.
step and he jumps. Hold on. Impartial guy wearing a Texan sleeveless hoodie, which still baffles me that you have a sleeveless hoodie, James Pledger. Describe the play that we're watching, because we're watching the same play, and Pledge is like, are you guys seeing the same thing?
Okay, so I see Dak at the top of the route, release the ball, is what is known as a back shoulder fade.
Yeah, oh, yeah.
So he puts it where CD's supposed to go up and adjust it and high point it over the receiver. Because it's to the defender, because it's to the corner of the end zone, so you don't have time to lead him.
So Deron Bland is covering CD Lamb.
Here we go. No credit for Prescott.
No,
Great throw.
I'm just stating the facts. Is Deron Bland not covering CD Lamb? Is that not a fact?
Yes,
that's
a fact.
all I said. Deron Bland never looks back for the football. Not once.
He gets his hand up there. I mean,
after CD has the football in his hands.
Well, I mean, again,
that's that historic defense at work right there.
Dak Prescott put that ball exactly where Dak Prescott needed to put it.
Does Deron Bland not need to turn and look for that football? I'm just asking for a friend.
How often do you see a defensive back in a situation like that?
Especially when CD jumps.
Well,
CD hangs in the air for 5 seconds. It's incredible.
How come you can't just say that was a hell of a play by CD Lamb and Dak Prescott?
Hell of a play by CD Lamb.
And a perfect throw from Dak Prescott.
And bad defense by Deron Bland.
I mean, the coverage is good. Sometimes, man, guys make plays.
I'm just saying, watch here.
And I know I've
this
seen
is great.
It's
CD
great
goes
radio.
up.
Everybody go look for this video and then analyze it.
Please, and let me know. Todd Archer, go look for his tweet because he's got it in slow motion, and that's where you need to see that.
At Joe Reinagel 2-0, at Jason Minix, at SA Sports Star.
Who, by the way, is going to be on with the fellas at R&R in the morning, right?
Absolutely.
During the football
Todd
season.
Archer,
Todd
good
Archer,
dude.
yeah.
Absolutely.
All right. Got that off my chest. Dude, Dak could have thrown that ball in the trees, and you'd have said it wasn't his fault.
That's not true.
It is true.
That is so not
it is
true. And not
It's
even
so
fair
true,
at
man.
this point.
It's true. They had thrown that kid in that apartment building over there. And oh, wow.
Did the kid
CD
catch it?
should have gone up and gotten it.
Dude, CD could go up and get it. That's what it boils down to. But again, Dak Prescott's just an average quarterback, and he can't even make a sandwich right.
I don't know. I've never had a sandwich from Dak. I'd like to do that. Love to. I don't know what Pledge has got going on here.
He's showing you
back shoulder throws.
Back shoulder
okay.
throws. And ironically, are these just all Aaron Rodgers highlights?
Yeah, they are.
All right. And every defender is doing exactly what Bland did, and the result's the same, but that's why it's highlights.
Well, no, not necessarily.
Yeah, really. I'll see that one there. Defender looked back and got beat even worse.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's a good throw.
All I can tell by what James is showing us on the screen that you guys can't see on your radio is that Aaron Rodgers guy is pretty good in yellow pants.
I guess so, right?
It's the Blitz here on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. Preseason game number 1 coming up Saturday afternoon. for the Dallas Cowboys, a game that you can listen to here on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star, presented by AA Best Bail Bonds, Mother's Window Tint, Woods Comfort Systems, Ewald Kubota, and the law office of Jesse Hernandez. Broadcast gets going at 3 o'clock, and different things to look for while you're watching or listening to the game. And on radio, I imagine Brad and Babe will do a good job of highlighting guys, because those two watch every practice.
Oh, yeah.
It's incredible. Backup running back has been a big conversation leading into what that running back room looks like. It appears Ronald Jones is going to be out because of a growing injury, and we know he's already going to miss the first 2 games. So, and Pollard probably isn't going to play.
Probably not.
But Mike McCarthy, the Cowboys head coach, was asked, what is he looking for from his backup running back?
A guy that needs to improve in the area of handling the football, catching the football. I don't care what position, even on defense. Then that's a red flag for me. You got to be able to handle and take care of that football, and that has to be through your whole football team. And then, we obviously their running style, the ability to discipline the ball carriage, running naturally between the tackles, because you have to scheme for and play in certain schemes, obviously limit you. So, and I think if you look at these young backs, all 4 of them have very instinctive, run ability between the tackles. I've been impressed with Hunter. Just some of the one back we've used him in too. So he has natural instinct, in the A, B, and C gaps. Because at the end of the day, you got to run at people downhill. You're only going to get outside so many times. But this game, running the football and pass protection, it happens between the C gaps.
Number 43 is Hunter Lupke.
Okay.
He won't be there long. So.
Hunter will probably get some playing time.
Yeah, you see Hunter in the second half.
Now, I wonder how much playing time, like a Rico Dowdle, Malik Davis, how much playing time will those guys? We know that Deuce Vaughn's going to get a lot of playing time. So, and he needs it. And if look, Mike McCarthy and the coaching staff and all of them, they know how they feel about him, and they'll come out and say all the right things. I want to see this guy run the football, see what he does in real live action against, NFL caliber players. I'm anxious to see him. I want to give him a chance.
Pledge just put a picture up of him standing around everybody, and it really looks like the 7th graders hanging out with the varsity kids.
It really does.
It's odd to look at.
Take your kid to work day.
We have seen short dudes before in the NFL. But just every time, and maybe I don't know. It's just always odd to see. But when we saw him in person, and you just heard Mike McCarthy say, you're going to be a running back, you got to run between the tackles. You got those gaps that you've got to be able to get through. I'm like you. I want to see what Deuce Vaughn does in those situations. And apparently look for some dude named Hunter. Look, he's got 3 preseason games before he has to get his LinkedIn resume ready.
Just not to throw a wet blanket on anything, but Cowboys offensive lineman Chuma Edoga carted off the field today. Michael Gelkin with the Dallas Morning News says what he's hearing, it's a hyperextended right knee. So I don't know, not sure. And it's a question for our docs on Tuesday. How long does a hyperextended right knee keep you out of action?
Obviously, that's not overly serious.
Hyperextended right knee?
I mean, no
Did you go
major
to medical school?
Absolutely.
I'm just wondering.
And I did not stay at a Holiday Inn Express last night.
Just wow. Why do I need to wait for the docs on Tuesday? I just ask you.
I didn't hear ACL, MCL.
That's true.
I didn't hear surgery.
Not yet.
I hear Advil, cold tub, and a massage. It's the Blitz here on 94.1. San Antonio Sports Star. Is an 84 rating for Wemby good? We'll dive into that as we continue here on the Blitz. Before you fire up that grill this weekend and get something going for all the preseason football action, make sure you get into Tri-County Meat Market, because you know that great meal starts with great meat. Tri-County Meat Market is locally owned and full service, and they have everything you need to up your grilling game. Beef, chicken, pork, fajitas, poppers, and so much more. Maybe you want to do some beef ribs or some pork ribs. Their seasoned fajitas are fantastic. tri-tips, picanha, sausage, their brisket burgers. That's what I had on my grill last night. Those brisket burgers are fantastic. And Tri-County now features MTX beef, beef raised, fed, and harvested from the family-owned and operated ranch in the Texas Hill Country up there in Mason, Texas. At Tri-County, you know they have what you need with the quality you expect. You can always take advantage of their Pick 5 for $25, and they always offer a 10% discount for military and first responders. Tri-County Meat Market, 2 great locations on Ralph Fair Road and on Huebner, or online at tricountymeat.com.
The boys from San Antonio Sports Star are back from Cowboys training camp in Oxnard, California, and the tales to tell. 7 days and 7 nights of training camp coverage. And that was just at all of Jerry Jones's parties.
We get to suck on that all week.
Security, of course, provided by AA Best Bail Bonds.
Now joined by the quarterback of the Dallas Cowboys, Dak Prescott.
We want to thank you for stopping by. Jerry Jones, the owner of the Dallas Cowboys.
Stephen Jones joining us here. Good morning, Stephen. How are you, sir? Good morning, guys. Great to be on with. Stephon Gilmore joining us here. Tennis courts in Oxnard.
Here is head coach Mike McCarthy of your Dallas Cowboys sitting in, joining with us.
Micah Parsons live here on the Blitz, man. How's everything?
Everything's good, man.
Cowboys training camp presented by AA Best Bail Bonds, Southern Recipe Small Batch Pork Rinds, Texas Cheer Liquor, 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star, and SASportsStar.com.
This is for the men who never settle, the ones who believe only quitters end a game in a tie, the type of guys who choose the bar with the biggest TVs to overcompensate for theirs at home. This is the Lodge mentality. This is Twin Peaks.
Hey, you need to head to the Lodge. The Brew Day is back every Wednesday in August. We're celebrating one of our most beloved things, beer. Get to Twin Peaks and score 22-ounce Twin Peaks brews on draft for just $3.99 all day Wednesdays. Twin Peaks eats, drinks, and those scenic views.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack. Sure, you can post your job to some job board, but then all you can do is hope the right person comes along, which is why you should try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. ZipRecruiter doesn't depend on candidates finding you. Its powerful technology identifies people with the right experience and actively invites them to apply to your job. You get qualified candidates fast. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you what you're looking for. The needle in the haystack.
4 out of 5 employers who post a job in ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate through the site within the first day. ZipRecruiter, the smartest way to hire. And right now, you can try ZipRecruiter for free. That's right, free. Just go to this exclusive web address, ZipRecruiter.com/free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free. ZipRecruiter.com/free.
Most of us go to the doctor when we're sick or need prescriptions refilled. But at the Institute for Functional Health, we offer a different and complete version of primary care. This means you will get the medications you need, but we will also put together a custom game plan to fix the root cause and allow your body to heal itself. I'm Dr. Torres at the Institute for Functional Health, and we help people get off of medications. Call me for a free consultation, 468-1891, or online at iffhealth.com. You will experience a doctor's visit unlike any you've ever had. 468-1891.
The granddaddy of all hunting shows is back. The 2023 Hunters Extravaganza, August 18th through the 20th at the Freeman Coliseum Expo Hall. Fun for the whole family. Check out hunting seminars, all the latest hunting equipment, last season's best bucks from our annual deer contest, and for the little hunters, games, live alligators, snakes, and more. For details and tickets, go to huntersextravaganza.com. August 18th through the 20th at the Freeman Coliseum Expo Hall. The 2023 Hunters Extravaganza.
Hey, this is Rob Thompson from R&R in the Morning. Join us weekday mornings from 6 to 10. We'll have plenty of sports and all kinds of good fun right here on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
You know, sometimes I love social media.
Oh, yeah, when they agree with you.
Those guys are smarter than you and Pledge both combined.
Although, you think most people that tweet are idiots?
No, not really.
Not today?
Not today.
Not in the last 10 minutes?
You got a Giants fan tweeting in.
There you go.
And, a couple other guys that are regulars to the show. Thank you guys for realizing when you look at a piece of video, you can be, you don't have to be a homer all the time. You can actually say, you know what? That pass was underthrown. It was not a back shoulder throw. It was a pass that was underthrown. CD Lamb made a beautiful catch, and Deron Bland, well, he just was missing in action.
Yeah, typically underthrown, you don't jump up to go get. Just saying. Underthrown might have hit Deron Bland in the ass. That would be underthrown. But, we all can define things differently.
Yeah, we can.
And not every pass is perfect. And that's why I said initially, what an incredible catch. You started talking about the throw, but let's go to the impartial Giants fan. I mean, look, that's a guy with Danny Dimes. He understands what bad quarterback play looks like.
I agree with that. Yes.
Billy Lucci will join us in about 20 minutes from TexAgs.com.
Looking forward to that.
I'm not a video game guy.
Uh-huh.
Pledge, you might need to chime in here a little bit. I know that Zach Martin got a 99 rating on Madden, and I know players care about their Madden rating.
Yeah.
Wemby got his first rating for NBA 2K.
All right, so
you better rate me good, man.
You better rate me good. Now I'm scared. Here you go, good man. You want to show the people?
I don't know yet. Oh, that's nice. That's all right.
Yeah, you
that's
like that?
Right. Yeah.
That's right. What's it gonna be by the end of the season? You gonna be a 90?
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah,
no doubt.
Right, so apparently they do a reveal. He pulls out an envelope, and his rating is on there, and it's an 84.
84.
And I'm like, 84? This video game sucks. I'm like Joe watching a Dak Prescott pass. There's just no way. And then you start doing a little reading like Joe should do when it comes to my quarterback. And you realize an 84 is actually one hell of a number, especially for a rookie.
I guess it's great, especially a rookie we've never seen play in the NBA before.
It's the highest rookie rating ever, higher than LeBron James.
It is. So who makes those? I mean,
well, the video game, obviously.
They play video games for a month, and Wemby's pretty good in that video game. 84.
You're asking questions I can't answer.
Exactly.
I think it's all about projections, and Joe loves projections.
Projections.
Yes.
I got that.
I mean, it tells me that he's got a chance to be an historically good rookie.
That's a big word, Jason. Big word.
He's got a chance.
He's got a chance.
He might be pretty good.
Big word.
Big.
Historic. Yes.
Yes.
I can't wait to see that happen. But that's for another day, is it not? I mean, Wemby, basketball. Do you even think about basketball right now?
Well, it is Hall of Fame weekend.
Well, it is, and we talked about it. But it's also the first weekend of preseason football.
It is.
The Houston Texans play tonight, after all.
And I think I'd rather play NBA 2K24. This is what sucks about preseason games. You get all excited to watch paint dry. Right? I like Pledge is dressed today, like he got up today and put on his game day fit.
He's got his face on too.
You like that game day fit, right? That's something Pledge would say. I mean, he's got a sleeveless hoodie. Why do
with
we
red
make
sleeves coming out?
And then he adds a red T-shirt.
Yeah,
right. Did you lay your clothes out last night?
No, but I had an idea of what I was going to wear before I went to bed.
Thought about it. It's game day.
It's game day.
It's game day.
It is.
And look, Cowboys play. I'm going to be in Chicago Saturday. I'm going to be wearing Cowboys gear.
In Chicago?
Sure.
All right.
Absolutely.
Good. Last time you did that, you got your butt kicked.
That was Philadelphia.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
Thanks for listening.
That was Philadelphia. That was Halloween. And that was actually at a Cowboys-Eagles game.
Those Philly fans.
I got jumped from behind and assaulted. And I'm the one that got in trouble at the judge at the old vet.
Well, he's a judge in Philadelphia. Even they hate Cowboy fans.
Well, I got in trouble. Because I was not yet 21, but I was carrying beers. Never mind the fact that I bought said beers at the stadium concession stand.
So they didn't card you.
No.
But you get in trouble from the judge.
Yes.
Outstanding.
Explain that to me.
Philly fans are another breed.
They are.
They really are.
They are. A long story short, it was Eagles Cowboys Halloween night 1992. We're at the game 700 level of the vet, which is a very dangerous place. I'm carrying beers, and I get kicked from behind, knocked down, and then 4 or 5 dudes are just kicking the crap out of me. And took forever for security to show up, and then we all got to go see the judge in the basement. And I got in trouble for getting my ass kicked and having beer as a minor.
That's horrible. You get in trouble for that, and you got your ass kicked too. I mean,
exactly.
That's just
I
not
didn't
good.
stand a chance.
Yeah.
Of course, they kick you from behind because
Well,
they're,
of course,
they're from Philadelphia.
They're Eagle fans.
Absolutely.
Worst fans in the NFL. I said that I don't know how long ago.
They boo Santa Claus.
I
They
know.
cheered Michael
Throw
Irvin.
batteries at people, and unbelievable.
Billy Lucci will join us coming up in about 15 minutes. We'll talk about the Johnny Manziel documentary that he starred in.
Your home for the Cowboys.
Prescott all the way, runs it in for the touchdown.
This is 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star, KTFM Floresville. San Antonio's Sports Center.
We have NFL football tonight, kind of. It is the preseason variety, but the Houston Texans going to roll out their second overall pick and quarterback C.J. Stroud. He will get the start tonight. Texans in New England to take on the Patriots. Kickoff set for 6 o'clock. Cowboys practice in Oxnard today. They will play a game on Saturday at home against the Jacksonville Jaguars. You can catch that game right here on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Sports Center is brought to you by BraintreeNutrition.com. Better sleep, more focus. BraintreeNutrition.com.
Joe Reinagel.
That's the third time in 7 seasons the San Antonio Spurs are the NBA champions.
Jason Minix.
They go back to big day as Super Bowl champions. Dallas 52, Buffalo 17.
It's the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
It is the Blitz here on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. He's Joe Reinagel. I'm Jason Minix. Glad to have you along on this Thursday afternoon. You can always be a part of the show. You can dial up or text 210-656-ESPN, 656-3776. Tweet, thread, X, whatever, at Joe Reinagel 210, at Jason Minix, at SA Sports Star. What are you laughing at over there?
Oh, do you have a burner phone?
I do not.
I'm just wondering if you do.
Why?
Well, I mean, some guy on our text line saying I'm a hater and, Dak's, I'm half the man Dak is. And I asked, I said, is this Jason Minix on his burner phone? I thought it was you.
That's pretty funny.
I thought so too.
Joe is a hater. Well,
I'm
a
hater,
look,
yeah.
It comes with it.
Oh, my
Mike says,
goodness.
you guys forget about the Texans playing tonight. Dude, we have talked a lot of Texans
We have
today.
probably more today than we have in months.
Absolutely. And honestly, a little pissed because we get done at 6. They start at 6. And by the time I get home, what I want to see is probably are we going to be on the bench?
Exactly. Well, poor Pledge. You got to do a show.
Are you kidding? I don't know what James Pledger has on his rundown for extra innings with Pledger, but I know that you're going to be on. I'm going to be on.
Uh-huh.
Let's see. We've got Billy Lucci coming up in a few minutes. He probably replays that. And he might start the show with the replay of Andrew Monaco from this morning so he could see the first offensive series that the Texans have. Now, he'll wait to hit play on Andrew after he sees, all right, Texans have the ball. C.J. Stroud's coming on. And here was Andrew Monaco this morning with R&R in the morning.
Well, he's a smart dude. I'll give him credit for that.
Mm-hmm.
Why not?
Mm-hmm.
He's got to see that.
Mm-hmm.
Just taking a page out of your playbook.
I take days off, man.
Hey, you taught him everything he knows.
Or back time.
Mm-hmm.
I am looking forward to seeing C.J. Stroud play. I'd like to see that.
Well, I mean, you're just going to have to wait for the highlights.
Well, that's okay.
I mean, because you won't get home any faster than I will.
Well, you're right.
I mean,
but at least I have. I'll be talking to Pledge, and maybe he'll give an update or two.
Are you kidding? Pledge is going to tune out completely and say, Joe, just carry this segment.
It's like, he's just, Joe, give me your thoughts on the Dallas Cowboys, the Houston Texans, and Wemby.
Josh says
Take
Pledge
as long
should
as
do
you
play
can.
by play. See, we can't.
Yeah.
But that's kind of how it goes. In both games tonight in the preseason, Houston, New England, and then Minnesota, Seattle, which is the 9:00, both on NFL Network. I think the Texans broadcast television is on NBC on News 4 tonight.
I wish I'll try to find out for you if I can. We have this nice little thing called Google, and a lot of times it will give you all kinds of answers.
Yeah, but will it be the right one?
No, not necessarily. Not necessarily, but it usually is because now typically, and it's changed a lot. Regular season games are usually on Ken's 5 for the Texans.
Yes.
Although CBS and Fox seem to share these days. So you never know. And I know that CBS will get a couple of Cowboy games.
Mm-hmm.
I think CBS has Thanksgiving this year, as a matter of fact.
Do they?
I think so,
with
yeah.
The Cowboys?
With the Cowboys. It's always a big deal at Ken's 5. I mean, and it should be because the ratings are ginormous.
Well, and here's the thing. For games on radio, it is NBC tonight. And I want to watch that. And I might watch deep into the second half. All right, who am I kidding? But our guy Indy Kalu, has taken over as the color commentator on Texans TV for the preseason games.
Yes,
Indy Kalu, for you Texans fans, is going to join us every Tuesday during the regular season talking Texans. Or last time we had him as our Texans insider, we talked NFL in general because the Texans weren't worth talking about. But this year, I do think Houston is going to be interesting.
Well, they have a top 10 defense.
I mean, they're going to have an all right defense. And they might be top 10. I mean,
D'Amico Ryans.
I mean, we'll see. And they've got some talent over there. Just do they have enough? And does the offense put them? What did you do? What the hell just happened to you?
Well,
are you okay?
Look at this. If you're watching on YouTube, you can see it. Beautiful Cardinals mug.
Well, no wonder it's choking you up.
Well, it was closed, and I didn't think I'd close it.
Wait a
so
minute.
I was like,
you closed the water
on the top. Yeah.
You acted like you just swallowed something that shouldn't be in your mouth. That was not the look or reaction of something that you just missed.
Have you tasted the water in this building?
Well, so here's the thing. We have 2 fancy water filtration systems.
We do.
Right? One works and one doesn't. And the one that works is currently not working. And I say that the water, let's say the left side of the building, as I'm sitting right now.
My right.
That water is fantastic.
It is good.
Right? The water out of the same contraption type thing that's hanging on the wall is disgusting.
It's different. Yeah.
Right?
It's different. Maybe the filter needs to be changed over there.
I don't know if that's it. I have no idea. But that water, I don't know that I would give to a dog. I mean, like, for example, like coming in today, like I know that, because I do the same thing you. I have a mug and I fill it up 3, 4, 5 times during the show.
Yeah.
I know that we don't have drinkable water in this building, in my opinion, because I can't drink that crap. So I stopped at the barbecue station and got the biggest tea on planet Earth today because that will get me through the show.
Well, I'll take this home and
you're going to have to sandblast it.
Wash it out. Yeah, geez.
I don't understand why the water tastes so differently on different sides of the building.
Yeah, it is amazing. But I like to drink a lot of water, and that's the only reason that, I got to get up and because it's a goal for me by the end of the show that I'm hydrated and it's clear. That's the goal every day.
So
because the first one's not so much, but then you keep going and it gets clearer.
I wish your goal would be to hydrate it before the show.
Oh, really?
It would be better if you're hydrated.
How do you figure?
I don't know.
Put me in, coach.
Yep.
Wow. Do you see Fred Robert Caceres Jr.?
What?
on our YouTube page.
He writes War and Peace.
It really is. So the Cowboys wide receivers are making great catches, but it's practice. It's practice.
Well, again, we all, Dak is already throwing interceptions. Here's the thing with Dak and interceptions in practice. They happen, right? Does he do it in the games? When we can talk about all the Dak interceptions in practice, there's nobody keeping a tally on how many touchdown throws he has in practice. Right?
I agree with that. Look,
and I say that because the other day he had a bad practice. 3 interceptions in a practice. I don't care who you are. That's not good. That's bad, right? And I think we can all agree on that. I don't care who the quarterback is. You look at 3 interceptions and you go, Dak Prescott, you had a bad practice. Clarence Hill wrote at the Fort Worth Star-Telegram, nobody talked about how many touchdowns he threw that day, including touchdowns when Trayvon Diggs was the man in coverage. But everybody wants to talk about the interceptions that Diggs had on Dak, but not the times that Dak won those quote-unquote one-on-one battles.
Well, because it's more fun.
Well, absolutely.
It's a lot more fun to do.
It's all about your narrative.
No, well, look, Mike Leslie from WFAA there in Dallas. I love how reporters are, they take up for Dak. The guys there, they all do. They sound just like you. Because it's like, I kept track of interceptions. This is Mike Leslie, the interceptions. But you know what? There have been so many touchdowns, I just can't keep track of those.
It's a part of the full story.
That's it. Okay.
But interceptions.
Well, why is he not keeping track of them?
Interceptions were a big part of Dak last year, so that's why it's a big story in training camp. Patrick Mahomes won the Super Bowl. What did he have, 12 last year? Some guy texted that in.
Well, I tell you what, if Dak can throw 15 interceptions, wins the Super Bowl, it doesn't matter.
See? It's all about what you do in the postseason.
Exactly.
The Johnny Manziel documentary is fantastic. And the guy that really was the star of the show, Billy Lucci from TexAgs.com, he joins us next. I imagine will tell us a story or two that didn't quite make the documentary.
Wow.
Luch next on the Blitz.
First of all, I want to tell you about a product I've been using now for a couple of weeks, and I'm thrilled with it. It's Toro Cosmeceuticals. This has been, it's just been unbelievable, and it's great. I've never been able to find a skincare product line just for men that works as well as this one does. All you need to do is go to toroskincare.com. You'll see what I'm talking about. A complete line of skincare products just for men, luxury stuff. And get this, fellas, it's affordable. Everything you need, from face wash to moisturizer, toner, eye cream. You have a shave and beard oil. I tried that shave oil, and it works so much better than just regular shave cream. It's incredible. It really is. And it's hard to describe. You need to try it. It's going to make you look healthier and even younger. Yeah, I know for some of you that's tough to take, but it will. I promise you. It's a game changer. It's an experience, and it's all for men. Working for me, I know you're going to like it as well. And get this. To get you started, Toro is offering you 20% off. All you need to do is go to toroskincare.com, enter the code Joe. That's toroskincare.com. Enter the code Joe. Look, I know you've been looking for products just like I have. You found them. Toro Cosmeceuticals. Go check them out at toroskincare.com. Fellas, it's time to treat yourself. You deserve it.
The boys from San Antonio Sports Star are back from Cowboys training camp in Oxnard, California, and the tales to tell. 7 days and 7 nights of training camp coverage, and that was just at all of Jerry Jones's parties.
We get stuck on that all week.
Security, of course, provided by AA Best Bail Bonds.
Dak Prescott joining us here on the Blitz. During the year, Mike McCarthy is on our morning show with Rob Thompson and Rudy J. They send them breakfast tacos.
Is that who that comes from?
What is the preferred breakfast taco of Dak Prescott?
Sausage, bacon, and eggs with the hash browns in it.
I mean,
that's not an every week thing.
Well, there's a trend.
It's only after a win. Oh, okay. Well, I mean, we've had a lot of wins these past seasons.
Cowboys training camp presented by AA Best Bail Bonds. Southern Recipe Small Batch Pork Rinds. Texas Cheer Liquor. 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star and SASportsStar.com.
Right now at Wendy's, when you buy either a Dave's Single, Spicy Chicken Sandwich, Medium Frosty, or 10-piece nuggets, you can get another for just $1. Your dollar never tasted so good. So it's obvious what everyone will get, right?
Definitely nugs
Spicy
and
chicken
a Frosty.
sandwich,
Dave's single and a Frosty for me.
and a Frosty. Okay, who said Frosty and a Frosty? Pick your obvious choice. Choose wisely. Choose Wendy's, buy one, get one for $1.
Limited time only. Price of participation may vary. U.S. Wendy's valid for item of equal or lesser value. Cannot be combined in a combo or any other offer.
This your captain. Better buckle your seatbelts for this one. I saw my passport expired, so I went to Staples, got a passport photo lickety-split. While I was there, I grabbed some tiny travel soap and shampoo. I should have got some for my co-pilot. Just kidding, Brad.
Staples has everything for travel. 10-minute passport photos, luggage, headphones, even personal travel items. And now at Staples, get $10 off your purchase of $30 or more when you buy a travel service. Staples, your first stop to nonstop travel. Ends 9/16. In-store only. Exclusions apply.
Have you gotten your hands on Southern Recipe small batch pork rinds at HEB yet? Southern Recipe small batch pork rinds offer big, bold flavors like sea salt and cracked black pepper, spicy dill, and Korean barbecue. Bonus, you're going to love the low-carb, high-protein, bacony crunch. Pick up your favorite flavors of Southern Recipe small batch pork rinds at HEB today. Southern Recipe small batch pork rinds. Be big, be bold, be adventurous. Learn more at southernrecipesmallbatch.com.
Life moves fast. No one has time for a car, truck wreck, or commercial vehicle accident. At Davis Law Firm, we get it. When you call the force, you don't have to worry about insulting offers from insurance adjusters, property damage, or car rental. We recently settled a wrongful death case in a commercial vehicle accident for $5 million. Net to clients was $2.8 million. I'm Jeff Davis. If you were in a car, truck wreck, or hit by a commercial vehicle, call me at 444-4444. You got it. There's only one number to remember. 4. Attorney consultation by appointment only. Davis Law Firm, San Antonio. Davis Law Firm is a proud official partner, personal injury attorney of the San Antonio Spurs.
Does that knee pain keep getting worse? How about the pain in your shoulder, hip, or back? Don't let them tell you that steroids and surgery are your only option, and take my advice now to call QC Kinetics. Hey, it's James Pledger with San Antonio Sports Star, and QC Kinetics can make that pain go away with all-natural, advanced, regenerative medicine. They help people here every day with these amazing natural treatments that restore and repair damaged joint tissue. It's like turning back the clock. Regenerative medicine uses concentrated healing agents from your own body to stimulate that damaged tissue in your joints so they work like they're supposed to, and there's zero downtime to it. QC Kinetics is the nation's leader in this exciting medical breakthrough, and patients here are getting real, lasting relief, and they're saying no to surgery and drugs. If you have pain due to injury or arthritis, you need to check this out, and the consultation's free. Call QC Kinetics now at 210-571-0318. That's 210-571-0318. 210-571-0318. Locations in Hollywood Park, Westover Hills, and New Braunfels.
It's Hot Ticket Thursday. Be the ninth caller at 210-656-ESPN. And you could be on your way. The hottest tickets to the hottest events. Ninth call wins.
Caller number 9 right now on this Hot Ticket Thursday. You're going to win tickets to see Godsmack and Stained at the Germania Insurance Amphitheater August 31st. If you don't win the tickets, they're available at livenation.com. Caller number 9, 210-656-ESPN. It is the Blitz here on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. He's Joe Reinagel. I'm Jay Semenix. By now, I feel like everybody has watched the Netflix documentary on Johnny Manziel. And Tuesday, when it dropped, it was the first communal TV event, probably since Last Dance. Everybody I know was watching. And the guy that was the star of the show, not named Johnny Manziel, Billy Lucci from TexAgs.com, and he joins us now on the Buyers Barricades guest line. Lucci, you knew this was coming. Obviously, you're a big part of it. What was your reaction to the documentary?
Yeah, I didn't watch it until Tuesday night, so I definitely had my share of phone calls and texts and messages or whatever, and I was just like, I knew I was going to be in it. I didn't know how much. They had told me it was going to be a pretty prominent part. The directors, Ryan and Jake and them. I didn't know what that meant. That was 2 sound bites. But no, I was excited about it. Been waiting on it. I know Johnny was too. We'd been talking about it. He finally watched it like a few days before, maybe a week or so before. I hadn't seen it until that night. So I felt like the whole world had seen it except me. I thought they did a hell of a job. Like, forget about, it's always interesting when you see yourself on TV for, not outside of just an interview or something, on a special like that. But outside of that, and just like someone watching it, I had a unique perspective having sat here through it, and also still, knowing Johnny really well all these years later. I thought they did an incredible job. If you're going to say here's your 70 minutes, do the best you can with this story, I don't think you could do a whole heck of a lot better than what they did. I thought they knocked it out of the park.
Yeah, Billy, I agree with you there. It was riveting TV. I mean, from the moment I turned it on, you can't really turn away. I think they did a great job. And my question to you is, when you're doing this and they're shooting, were there any parameters? Was there anything that was off limits for you guys? Did Johnny put any kind of a leash on you or anybody else?
I never once. I think it was a couple months after the fact. A group of us were sitting at dinner, and the documentary came up, and Johnny said, he said, Lucci's in it. And I was like, oh, I didn't even know you knew that. Like, we never talked about, the only time we talked about the documentary ever was like a month ago. And he was I could tell he was a little concerned. He hadn't seen it yet. He just didn't want to paint A&M in any kind of bad light, like, for moving forward. And his relationship with A&M matters to him, I think, more than people think, because it's well known that, like, oh, he grew up, he would have wanted to go play at Texas. Well, so did most kids in the state at that time. Vince Young and Colt McCoy and Mac Brown, and they were rolling. So I think that kind of takes away from, people not realizing how much he loves Texas A&M and the people and the way he was, treated and loved. And I'm talking about everyone. Now, in terms of like his relationships, whether it was with Coach Sumlin or with the athletic director, and it wasn't really so much him, it was just the whole situation, I think, stressed everyone, including those guys. It's like, I think outside of that, he looks back and just, thinks the best years of his life were at A&M. His friendships and all that. So he was really, I think, concerned. I think he knew everything he said. He was okay with where he was coming from. But he didn't talk to me about, like you said, there are no guardrails. There was no, don't say this, don't tackle this. So when he finds out, okay, I'm in it, his dad, his mom, Cliff, I don't think he necessarily, I'm sure after the fact he found out the people that were in it, but along the way, like, he didn't know who was going to be interviewed and what they were going to say. I think in particular, like, didn't know what his dad would say. And Paul's always been really opinionated on stuff. And so I think he was just worried of how it was going to come off. And then more than anything else, you guys saw it, the guy kind of bears his soul, lays it bare there for, all the world to see. And have any of us do that about anything in our lives, and how much anxiety that would probably cause. How is this going to be received? How are people going to view this? How are people going to view me? So that was really the first time we talked about it at all. And so, yeah, he just kind of, and they confirmed that when they did I did an interview with Ryan, the producer and director. I did an interview with him on Tuesday morning, and he said that usually there's a little more from the subject to say, hey, I need to know about this, or just do me a favor and don't ask about this, or don't ask them about this, and kind of micromanaging the subjects. They said they never had worked with anyone that was less hands-on than Johnny. It was more like, let's do my interviews, and I'll be there for that for as long as y'all need me. I'll tell you everything. And that's that.
Crazy. Billy Lucci from TexAgs.com joining us here on the Blitz on the Buyers Barricades guest line. I guess he answered one of my questions. Did he have any creative control over the final edit of what got out there? Clearly he did not. Lucci, I watching it.
I'm sorry to interrupt, but I think he had a little creative control, but I don't think he exercised it at all.
Okay.
I think he had a little bit, but I don't, he got to watch it. probably could have said, guys, let's not do that. But I don't think it doesn't sound like he ever did.
Why now? Why did Johnny agree to do his documentary at this point? And I ask that because, I think about most documentaries tell a complete story, and Johnny's story is not over. Why now?
It's an interesting way to say it. They usually do tell a complete story. His isn't over, and that's true. But I think he doesn't know when it's going to be over, for one, and it's at about 10 years now. I don't know if he knows when and if that loop will ever be closed completely. So I think Netflix and the Untold crew thought, man, it's been right around that 10-year, about when the time they started it, it was around that 10-year mark. And they have a deal with Netflix for so many Untolds, and me, anybody, you ask anybody that follows sports to say, hey, what would be a great story? So they're really good at what they do. They didn't even have to be like, oh, we need to see if we can do one on Johnny Manziel. And I asked them if that was one that they were like, holy cow, we're actually getting him. They're kind of like, yeah. I mean, I see why they'd want to do it. And I think about 10 years in, and let's be honest, I don't know if it's even come out. I don't know what Johnny was paid, but I'm sure he, got paid handsomely for that story as well. So I'm sure that factored in too. But Johnny, he's been wanting to tell the story. He's been wanting to, but only to the right group, it took the right timing and group. And I think for him too, it was, I think it just from talking to him, he wanted to kind of not close the door. Like, let's not act like Johnny's not going to go out and have fun and hang out with his boys and travel and, be Johnny, right? He's still just turning 30, it's not like, is he 30 or 31, whatever it is, he's still young and he is who he is, right? And I think he's so much further along 5 years ago. If you would have said, hey, this is what Johnny's going to be in 5 years, I would have been very skeptical and not believed you. So he's made tremendous strides, I think, and I think this will help him. I mean, I think he wanted some closure on, not to say like, hey, new leaf, this is the new me, and how that was the old, but I just think he wanted some closure and just some to have a voice and like, hey, that was a wild time, that was a wild run, but I'm not Johnny the football player anymore. I'm kind of Johnny football was that, and that was incredible, and that's now, we've talked about it, we've done it. I close the door is just a way too cliche way of saying it, but y'all get what I mean.
Yeah, and Billy, you may have just answered my question, because I know the conversation when we walked into this studio on Wednesday, everybody was asking the question is, what are we supposed to take from that documentary? Well, are we sad? Do we feel sorry for Johnny? Is he doing it for this reason or whatever? I'm curious, when you watched that documentary for the first time, what was your feeling? What did you take out of it?
From watching it?
Yeah.
What just a lot of surprise there. I was just more like, there wasn't a lot of surprise for me, again, just because there was the whole part about Nate saying they came up with the part about Johnny's family money. I always knew that had been really exaggerated, and they weren't like, tycoons and stuff, and they were, his parents are hardworking people, and I knew like that was exaggerated, but I didn't, it wasn't like, oh, this kid's got nothing to ever worry about, because I thought, people still to this day would come up to me, yeah, but I mean, he didn't have to ever work, does he? Like, no, he got to earn money as an adult guy. Like, it's not like, we all know people in our lives that, you come across at some point, yeah, that guy never had to work a day in his life, and won't ever, and his kids won't. But that wasn't them. I didn't know that Nate and Johnny conspired to kind of make that up. I'd actually never heard that. That was the one thing in there that I was like, I didn't know that. But the story itself, watching it, my takeaway was just they did a great job with it. And I said, I hope I hope people kind of have a little bit of better understanding of how crazy that was and how unprecedented that was for Johnny. And I think also for the people at A&M, it's like people didn't just turn their back on him, and it wasn't. And now Johnny absolutely knows that. But I mean, it wasn't like no one was prepared for that storm. That's not like a hurricane coming in where you go, man, you could see this coming. Kind of like this Florida documentary. Urban Meyer recruited all those guys, and you could see a deterioration of a program culture and, at the expense of winning. I'm going to be fascinated by that one. This was just, it was like a bomb went off, and there's just nothing you can do at that. It was just crazy. He went from being really completely unknown, even by A&M's own fan base in August, to, like I said, a guy that transcended college football and even sports by December. September, nobody knew him when he took the field against Florida. Most people didn't think he'd start until August. I'm saying the people that followed A&M, unless you were reading my stuff, of course.
Well, exactly, at TexAgs.com, the great Billy Lucci. Although, and you know that too, it's not like A&M was highly recruiting him. There was a Tybee game against Madison, and I really thought some of the high school play-by-play, because I was doing the games on Time Warner back then, and that win was their recruiting along with another coach that they were there to see a different player. And it was like, all right, this Johnny guy who could be a safety at Oregon, he's got to be a quarterback for us. And, obviously the rest is history. So Luch, you talk about the stories, and like you, I didn't learn a lot. There wasn't anything like earth shattering. It just filled in some color of some of the stories that we have heard through the years. I didn't realize you were as involved in a lot of those stories, especially like the visit with the Browns, that private workout. Was there stories that you told that you're like, damn it, how did that not make the documentary? Because that story is legendary.
I feel like there was one. I'm trying to think. I told about 2 or 3, and they used one. I'm trying to think of what it was. I don't want to waste airtime here, but one of them was a smaller one, not as crazy as that, but I do remember.
We want the juice, man.
Nothing. It's not like it's not like the Memorial Day in Vegas with Gronk, and that was right after he went, to the NFL. I said, all right, I'll do a trip. You're no longer playing, but that was more tame than you'd think a Johnny Gronk Vegas weekend would be. It was probably no different than.
You sound disappointed.
You so am I. I say that we went back to the suite, and there were like 3 of the Vegas DJs in the room. They were playing like an hour each from 4 till 7 in the morning. There was that, but realistic, really, the story I told that I thought was funny was we went to, after they beat Bama once, I went to San Diego. We were doing a documentary on him, like a mini doc, like training with George Whitfield on the beat. And, we followed with him to the Padres game. He threw out the first pitch, and we just kind of hung out a couple days. And it was him and his buddies. I think Nate was there. But Johnny was working with Whitfield, and we filmed the whole thing. And it came out that Nick Saban said, hey, we're getting ready for him. We got this guy, Blake Sims, who is, simulating him, and all spring he was simulating him in practice, or maybe it was spring because it was the summertime, and that came out while we were in San Diego. And I walk into the house, we're getting ready to, load up and go with the crew and everything, and we walk in to say hi to them to start the day, and he's like, can you believe this? And he's, F-bomb after F-bomb. Nick Saban, he thinks he can put Blake bleeping Sims in there and simulate bleep, bleep, bleep. Well, then the night before that game in 2013, which is the biggest game, probably most anticipated game in A&M history, because it was the year after Johnny was a defending Heisman winner. It was at Kyle Field. It was A&M Bama. Bama's a defending national champ. Nick Saban wants revenge. game day. I mean, it was insane. You were covering it. You remember how big that game was.
Yeah.
And he calls me the night before. I don't know if he was at a hotel or they were at the team hotel, and he just says, "I'm just telling you right now." He was like, "What are you up to?" I said, "Nothing. What's the deal?" He goes, "I'm just telling you right now." He's like, "I'm gonna hang." I think he said 50. I don't remember, but he said, "I'm gonna put 50 on his ass." And he goes, he thinks he can simulate me in practice. He's like, "I'm going for at least 400." And I think he said, "I'm going to go at least 440 points on that." And he did. They lost 49-42. But the night before, he literally said, "I'm going to hang 40 plus and go 400." I don't remember if it's 40 or 50, but I know he said 400 yards or more. And it's pretty wild. I mean, he got about halfway there in the first quarter. That was probably the best quarter of football I've ever seen A&M play. Like the start to the game, and it was Johnny and Mike Evans just
killed them,
making the Alabama defense look like they were rice or something. I mean, it was unbelievable.
May have been one of the best football games I've ever seen.
Mm-hmm.
Honestly,
that was wild.
It was crazy.
Incredible times.
Bama went ahead big. A&M almost came back at the end. It was fun.
Good stuff. Well, Billy, I mean, I know you're a big part of the documentary. I know you're very close with Johnny. I haven't talked to him in a while. In fact, tried to text him to get him on to talk about the show, and I got a response. "This isn't Johnny's number anymore, but I have it for $20 Cash App. I'll give it to you," which is crap. But if you see Johnny, man, tell him, we're happy he did it. Happy he's doing well, man. I just can't wait to see the end of the story, because with the documentary, his story is not over. The 20s chapter is, see what the 30s turn into.
Yeah, and if you guys saw every iteration of his name that I've got in my phone, from the phone number changing, that's one thing I'm glad. I've had the same number since like 1992, whenever cell phones started. So I'm good there. But yeah, I'm glad I don't have that kind of to make those moves.
It's insane.
Anyway, appreciate y'all.
Luch, appreciate it.
Thank you.
The great Billy Lucci from TexAgs.com on the Buyers Barricades guest line. Buyers Barricades provides traffic control, rental, and sales for San Antonio and beyond. Online, buyersbarricades.com.
Great stuff.
The stories that guy can tell.
Oh, but he lived most of what we saw on Netflix. I mean, he was there and not experienced it, but I mean, he reported on all of it. Yeah.
And again, he was one of those inside the circle guys that were going there. Fred on the YouTube says, "I haven't watched it yet. It's on my watch list."
You need to watch it, Fred.
The reality is we're not spoiling it for those that haven't watched it.
No, not at all.
I mean, you've heard the stories.
Yeah.
You're just missing out on the context.
I tell you what, it's riveting. And once you start, make sure you have nothing to do, because you're not going to want to get up.
It's an hour and 12 minutes and it's boom. You don't even look at your phone.
That's exactly right.
It's the Blitz here on 94.1 at San Antonio Sports Star. You know me. You listen to this show enough. You know the Roo Pub. That's my go-to spot with those 3 massive 170-inch screens and TVs all around. Football season is here. Preseason games tonight. They're going to be on at the Roo all weekend long. No better place to watch a game or a fight on Saturday night. There's big fights this weekend. The Roo Pub there. And when you show up at the Roo, show up hungry. The food is fantastic. They got the biggest and best wings in town. About 15 different burgers on the menu, including the Wemby burger. Great salads, great appetizers, and that kitchen is open late till 2 a.m. every day with the full menu available. The Roo Pub has happy hour weekdays from 11 to 6. Great for lunch, great for dinner, great for late at night, and the best place to watch a game. The Roo Pub, next to the Angry Elephant, 281 in Redland Road. We'll see you at the Roo.
It's Dallas Cowboys football on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. This Saturday, it's the Cowboys and Jags at 3 p.m.
3:11 in the game. Out of the gun, back to Dak. He's taking another shot in the end zone. Left side of the end zone. Touchdown.
Presented by the law office of Jesse Hernandez, the Texas Chunkla, Ewald Kubota, Mother's Window Tin, AA Best Bail Bonds, Woods Comfort Systems, and 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
My brother-in-law died suddenly, and now my sister and her kids have to sell their home. That's why I told my husband we could not put off getting life insurance any longer. An agent offered us a 10-year, $500,000 policy for nearly $50 a month. Then we called SelectQuote. SelectQuote found us identical coverage for only $19 a month, a savings of $369 a year.
Whether you need a $500,000 policy or a $5 million policy, SelectQuote could save you more than 50% on term life insurance. For your free quote, call SelectQuote at 1-800-330-1991. That's 1-800-330-1991. Or go to SelectQuote.com. That's 1-800-330-1991. SelectQuote. We shop, you save. Full details on example policies at SelectQuote.com/commercials.
Did you know that feeling sluggish or weighed down could be signs that your digestive system isn't working at its best? But taking Metamucil every day can help. Metamucil supports your daily digestive health using a special plant-based fiber called psyllium. Psyllium works by forming a gel in your digestive system to trap and remove the waste that weighs you down. Metamucil's gelling action also helps to promote heart health and slows down sugar absorption to promote healthy blood sugar levels. Start feeling lighter and more energetic by taking Metamucil every day.
We're going abroad for the first time in years, to Spain. So we started using Babbel.
And started learning Spanish fast.
With Babbel, you can start having conversations in another language in just 3 weeks.
¿Cómo te llamas? ¿Cómo te llamas?
When you learn a language, you want to actually use it. Babbel is designed with that goal in mind.
In just 3 weeks, we're starting to have conversations in Spanish. Gracias, Babbel.
Babbel, language for life. Now try Babbel for free at Babbel.com. That's Babbel.com.
Do you find yourself stuck in a timeshare? Get the real facts about the timeshare industry and your options for cancellation. Chuck McDowell, founder of Wesley Financial Group, has put together a free information guide that reveals the secrets the timeshare industry doesn't want you to know, including the 5 ways to get rid of your timeshare. Call now and get this timeshare cancellation guide absolutely free.
Call 800-330-2929. That's 800-330-2929. 800-330-2929.
Boot Barn is committed to supporting those who uphold the Western way of life. Denim plays a major role as a robust material that holds strong in a rugged environment. Since 1947, the Wrangler Authentic Western jeans have brought long-lasting denim to all who embrace the cowboy lifestyle. Boot Barn is proud to support this bold legacy, one that's just as iconic now as it was then. Wrangler at Boot Barn.
So you're in the middle of a kitchen update, and you can't tell if that's a faucet stem or a flange. With the Home Depot app, doing doesn't miss a beat. It'll find what you need in a snap, and it'll show you how to find it in store with a tap. Or get it delivered free. For doing that doesn't stop. Download the Home Depot app. It's made for doing.
If this were a Reese's TV ad, you'd be staring at a Reese's peanut butter cup. And sure, my voice is peanut buttery smooth, but still, you need to see the peanut butter cups, right? No? I can really just say Reese's and you'll go get some? Okay. Reese's. 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 Really working, actually. Reese's. Reese's. I'm on to something. Reese's. Reese's. Reese's.
Hi, I'm attorney Steve Benke. If you've made the decision to divorce, you need an experienced attorney who can help. I've helped many people get through divorce, custody, child support, and alimony problems. Call me. I'm attorney Steve Benke.
210-DIVORCE or go to BenkeLaw.com.
Score $1,000 cash for back to school and another $1,000 for your favorite school or charity. Register to win now at sasportstar.com. Good luck from the Institute for Functional Health and 94.1 San Antonio's Sports Star. Joe Reinagel, Jason Minix, The Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio's Sports Star.
It is The Blitz here on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. He's Joe Reinagel. I'm Jason Minix. I know it's all football right now, but we got a little breaking basketball news. According to Sham Sharania, TNT will have NBA opening night, October 24th. A doubleheader. It does not feature Wemby.
Interesting. Who does it feature?
The Lakers, of course.
Of course.
Against the Denver Nuggets.
All right.
And then Phoenix against Golden State, at Golden State. So at least the Nuggets get to host the Lakers, and it will be banner night, ring night, all that kind of stuff. And then we get Phoenix Golden State. I'm honestly a little surprised that game one does not feature Wemby.
I'm kind of shocked too, because I thought, and I'm assuming once the national schedule comes out, the Spurs will be on there quite a few times. But opening night, a couple of good opening night games, though.
They are.
It's hard to argue that.
Both West Coast, though. I mean, Lakers, Suns, and Golden State, obviously Denver, no Miami love, no Boston love, no New York love. But if you're planning ahead, if that's the Tuesday night for October 24th, everybody else is 25, 26, 27. I mean, and who knows when games will open up at the Frost Bank Center, and our first chance to see Wemby
Victor Wembanyama
here in San Antonio for a regular season game. But that final week of October is where you could start planning ahead.
October.
Jeez. Literally.
Man.
It's here.
I know it. I wish they would wait till Christmas Day.
Well, I mean, it's the unofficial opening day of basketball.
I know it.
Although I might feel differently November 3rd, but I'm excited for basketball right now. Even though I'm all football right now, like if basketball were on right now, no. But I cannot wait to see what Wemby actually looks like in a regular NBA game and how some of these guys gel.
Victor Wembanyama
for the stopwatch for the first time. Those things are supposed to move things along and add. For the first time, I think I care about October, November basketball in San Antonio, and first time in I don't know how long.
I'm curious to see what he looks like. No question. I want to see, a month in and see how he's doing, how they're gelling, how he's doing against NBA competition. So in that respect too. But I mean, still, it's all about the NFL. It's all about college football. It's all about high school football.
Well, it is. And I mean, you look at, we're 2 weeks away from the high school football season starting.
Right.
College football is starting soon. We're lining everything up. Andrew Monaco on with R&R this morning. That's good stuff. It's been an Aggie-centric day today, hasn't it?
It really has been. And Houston Texans. I don't know what's going on. Is this like, is this?
It's the crappy water that we're getting. And somebody said, what's in the water over there? There's some floaters in that water. I don't know what the hell it is. But we've got 2 water machines in the building. And one of them is not working. And the other one, the water tastes like crap.
Well, that's the sales department water fountain. That may be the reason why. Yeah, I just got hammered. I walked out there a minute ago.
You got hammered? Sales fountain is because there's vodka in it.
Well, maybe that's probably.
Is that what you mean by hammered?
It wouldn't surprise. No, I'm walking out just minding my own business. I got 3 salespeople out there. To say, hey, let's do a fantasy football league, sales against sports.
Really?
And then I heard from one of them, Ernie, we're gonna kick your ass.
Really?
That's a direct quote.
Who are the other guys in the sales department? You don't even know their names. You know why? Because they're over there on that side of the building. And the general rule is until they work here 6 months, you don't need to learn their name.
No, I know.
What's his name? Who brings the donuts and kolaches?
Yeah,
you think you would learn his name because he brings donuts and kolaches. But,
I don't benefit from that like you do.
Well, you could, but it's they talk a lot. Literally, this happened Tuesday. You were there in the office.
Yeah.
Almost like you think, I feel like everybody has seen the Johnny Manziel doc. I know not everybody. You think everybody knows fantasy football. Literally this Tuesday, like day before yesterday, guy in our sales department walks into our office, the one that Joe and I share, and say, I'm going to ask you a stupid question. Please don't make fun of me. Like, dude, there's no such thing as a stupid question. And then he asked what is fantasy football and how does it work?
Wow. And that's the guy that wants to go up against us in a fantasy football league. That's one of them, yeah.
Well, he was there?
Yes.
Does he know what you were talking about? Or
he does. You explained it very well.
or was it just,
you obviously explained it very well. He's excited now because he knows the rules.
Did he hear fantasy football, or did you just hear fantasy game? Because, I mean, he could you know what I mean? You sure that one wants to be in a fantasy football league? Because let me in. I'll take his money all day long.
That's what I'm saying.
I mean, that dude's got sales money, man. I'll take it.
These arrogant salespeople.
Well,
unbelievable. We're gonna kick your ass.
I mean, that's just
I'm like,
Ernie.
wait a minute. What?
That's just Ernie.
Well,
I mean,
it's pretty arrogant.
Well, he is.
Yeah,
he is. He also thinks Zeke is still on the team. He saw a picture with us and Stephon Gilmore and wanted to know when Zeke grew out his hair. So, I mean, again, we will just take all of their money.
I agree. I can't wait. I look forward to that. So I said yes right away. Yeah, I'm in.
Yeah?
Yeah. And they said, what about Minix? I said, he's in too.
Good. How much is it?
I don't know.
It doesn't matter.
Doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter.
It's the salespeople.
You know, and it's like pledge, right? Did you get into the league over there with Bo at the Golf Club of Texas? Bo is a fantasy football champion over there at the Golf Club of Texas.
Yeah.
Dude's got a trophy in his office, and every year he takes it to the engraver and adds the name of the champion. And literally, it's only his name on there. I promise he's in a league of one. Or he is playing with people who have no idea what
like
they're doing.
Pledge. It's a great example. You know, and I asked him, I said, well, hey, Bo, I didn't get an invite.
Oh, no, because you might win.
Exactly.
I didn't get the invite because I might win.
Man.
Pledge gets the invite. See, here's the thing with James Pledger. He's in like 17 leagues. You're going to trip into 2 wins. I mean, he's in a league with his roommate, Becky, who thinks that Tom Brady is still with the Patriots.
Right. Yeah,
right?
Of course.
Well, she wears Tom Brady socks. Does she know he left for Tampa Bay? Does she know he left Tampa Bay? All right. But she'll
not
still...
in a league with her.
You're not in a league with her? So she lied to me?
I run a league of hers for her.
Oh, wow.
He's skimming off the top.
Of course he is.
Paid as being the commissioner.
He's not doing it for free.
But he's in a gazillion leagues. I don't know how James keeps him off track of all
I
of
don't
them.
either. I like 1, maybe 2, and that's about as much as I can do.
I am surprised. On the 10th day of August, I've only heard from Phil Anaya 1 time already. Phil Anaya from Channel 5
I haven't heard from Phil
is
yet.
the commissioner of the league that we are in.
I haven't heard from Phil yet. Am I still in?
I told him you were in.
I mean, dude, we're the OGs of this league.
We started it.
Yeah, we did.
He actually texted me about Kevin Brock because he hadn't heard from Kevin.
I got you.
And so this league dates back to 1993.
It does.
And the 3 guys left are Joe Reinagle, me, and Kevin Brock, who was the former Spurs PA announcer.
That's when we had to call in our lineups on an answering machine. You remember that?
Absolutely. Mark Allen would put it together.
I know. So we had to have it in by a certain time on Saturday. You just call and his answering machine and Dak Prescott at quarterback.
Well, and then what he would do is record his voicemail. Hey, this is Mark Allen, right?
Yeah.
And he would say, all right, here's your lineup. Joe Reinagle is starting.
Yeah.
Cody Carlson, and then you would have to listen to all of them, and you wrote everything down.
You had to.
And if you missed it, you had to call back and list all that again. And if you were the 4th or 5th game on it was forever.
It was forever.
And then you'd get the newspaper and go through the box scores to see how you did.
That's all you had.
And then there was debate on whose box score was right. Was it the Express News or USA Today? Because we didn't have this internet thing.
No. So these kids today, they got it good.
Spoiled. I can just look at my phone.
I know it. Unbelievable.
And I get points for yards and half yards. Lost a game last year by a half point.
That's
just...
You lost a lot of games last year, though.
Dude,
you had a pretty bad team.
Was I not in the playoffs?
I don't know.
Oh, okay.
I was in the playoffs.
But I did have, it doesn't matter if you don't win it all.
I agree.
Right.
And I didn't.
I didn't have to pay the booby prize at the end for...
Who won our league this year? You remember?
No.
I don't even remember.
Was it Bob Ballou?
No. Was it?
I don't know.
Might have been.
All I know is Phil and I had the worst team in the history of bad football teams.
It was bad.
He was so proud of his draft.
Yeah.
He was making side bets everywhere. He thought he was Phil Mickelson, man. That guy was ready to bet $1 billion, and he would have lost $100 million.
It was bad. Looking forward to fantasy football and all the other things that come with football. Can't wait.
Yeah, we got 2 preseason games tonight. So when you start studying fantasy football, so you can go deep in your bench in the 14th round of your draft, get that sleeper guy.
Of course. You
Seriously,
never know.
How much preseason are you going to watch tonight? We'll get into that as we continue here on the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. You know, nobody ever plans on getting arrested, but it does happen to a lot of people every day for all kinds of reasons. If you get arrested, you want to get out of jail fast, you know the best way to do that is by calling my good friend Albert and his great staff at AA Best Bail Bonds, 210-225-2121. Text bail to 474747, or you can start the bonding process online at mybestbailbonds.com. You don't have to call attorneys or anybody else to get out of jail, and you don't want to be forced into a PR bond. If the jail offers you a PR bond, make sure you truly understand what those conditions are before accepting it. Your best option for stress-free bail bonds is AA Best Bail Bonds. Nobody beats their price. They offer payment plans, have a free shuttle, and of course, they're open 24/7. Offices up in Dallas, down in Corpus, obviously here in San Antonio. License number 149. Call AA Best Bail Bonds, 210-225-2121, or go online at mybestbailbonds.com.
The boys from San Antonio Sports Star are back from Cowboys training camp in Oxnard, California, and the tales to tell. 7 days and 7 nights of training camp coverage. And that was just at all of Jerry Jones's parties.
We get to suck on that all week.
Security, of course, provided by AA Best Bail Bonds.
Micah Parsons, live here on the Blitz, man. All right, I got it. How many sacks this year?
There will be a dominant performance.
More than 13 and a half?
More than 13 and a half.
So certainly more than 2.5. And I got to be honest with you, man. Our morning guy, Rudy J, being a troll that he is, wrote on Instagram last night, 2.5. And you actually responded to it.
Yeah.
So what message do you have for our guy, Rudy J?
I have Rudy beat the first week.
Danny Dimes is going down, huh? Is that what we're saying?
Yeah.
Cowboys training camp presented by AA Best Bail Bonds. Southern Recipe Small Batch Pork Rinds. Texas Cheer Liquor. 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star and SASportsStar.com.
Listen to this station anytime, anywhere on Odyssey. Odyssey is your new audio home for all the music, news, sports, and podcasts that matter to you. Odyssey. That's AUDACY.
Don't let pain keep you from doing the things you love. I'm Dr. Jason Garrett from Arasti. At Arasti, we fix pain fast. Whether you've been living with chronic and nagging pain for years, or if you've recently experienced an injury, our goal is to get you out of pain as quickly as possible. Arasti is completely natural and non-invasive. Plus, Arasti accepts most insurance plans. There's a location near you. Visit Arasti.com. That's AIRROSTI.com. Arasti, we fix pain fast.
When you get nachos, tacos, empanadas, spicy queso with jalapenos, Pepto-Bismol's there. Pepto-Bismol provides fast, effective relief from nausea, heartburn, indigestion, upset stomach, and diarrhea. All the things that can happen unexpectedly on vacation. So before you travel, pack the Pepto. Pepto-Bismol.
When you have nausea, heartburn, indigestion, upset stomach, diarrhea.
Use as directed. Keep out of reach of children.
Ray Magliozzi here for eBay Motors. Okay, easy now. You're teaching your kid how to parallel park. Ouch! Turns out he likes to do it by feel. Don't worry, eBay Motors has bumpers, taillights, trunk lids, license plate holders, 122 million parts. Pull up just a little bit. And headlights. They've got lots of headlights. Get the right parts at the right prices. eBay Motors. Let's ride.
Get yourself a Connecticut water system. I'm a huge fan of Connecticut water softeners. These things are quiet, efficient, reliable, and non-electric. But the best part is you'll save money when you own a Connecticut water softener. And I know, living in the hill country, you folks have some serious hard water that can cost you major money in cleaning supplies and wear and tear on your appliances. Plus, Connecticut water softeners are guaranteed to remove more impurities and perform with lower lifetime costs than any other softener on the market. market. Connecticut is a great choice for folks that are fed up with their old, junky water softeners. So for the best water softener in the business and to save money, call Connecticut today.
This is Chris Knipper with Connecticut and San Antonio in the Hill Country. I'll let you try the Connecticut water softener for 90 days, absolutely free. Connecticut is simply the best water softener you can buy, and that's why we say it's the last water softener you'll ever own.
The last water softener you'll ever own. Call 656-PURE, Connecticut.
If you're hit by a car, truck, or commercial vehicle, you need help with vehicle repairs, car rental, medical care, Davis Law Firm can help get your life back on track. For over 25 years, we have secured important verdicts and settlements for our clients, some in the millions of dollars. I'm Jeff Davis. If you were in a car or truck wreck or hit by a commercial vehicle, call the Fours right now. Call me at 444-4444. You got it. There's only one number to remember, and that's 4. Attorney consultation by appointment only. Davis Law Firm, San Antonio. Davis Law Firm is a proud official partner, personal injury attorney of the San Antonio Spurs.
SA Card House is the premier card house in San Antonio. You can check it all out at sacardhouse.com. Full bar, full restaurant attached. Foster's Bar and Grill. One of the best old-fashioned you're going to get. 3-4 top-level chefs. The best bread pudding that you ever have in your life. I've had just about everything on the menu. And also, for the beginners like myself, they got the free roll on Monday nights. Only $35. You play pretty good. Guess what? You'll last a little bit longer than I do. But for my pros out there, the 6-year anniversary for SA Card House, August 1st through September 30th. They're going to do 16 hot seat drawings daily from 10 a.m. to 1 a.m. and one ticket for every 50 hours of play or a chance to win a Dodge Ram or a 2023 Dodge Challenger SXT. That's right, over $270,000 in prizes. Check it all out for yourself at sacardhouse.com. That's SA Card House, 281 and Bitters.
KTFM Floresville. This is 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star, your home for the Blitz, 2 to 6 on YouTube and always at sasportsstar.com. San Antonio's Sports Center.
Number 2 overall pick in the NFL draft, quarterback C.J. Stroud will be in the spotlight tonight. The Houston Texans in New England to take on the Patriots. Kickoff is set for 6 o'clock. Cowboys don't play until Saturday. They did continue training camp in Oxnard today. They will head to Dallas tomorrow, taking on the Jaguars Saturday afternoon, a game you can catch right here on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Sports Center is brought to you by Buyers Barricades, the Texas Authority in Barricade Rental. BuyersBarricades.com.
Joe Reinagel.
That's the third time in 7 seasons, the San Antonio Spurs are the NBA champions.
Jason Minix.
They go back to big day as Super Bowl champions. Dallas 52, Buffalo 17.
It's the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
It is the Blitz here on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. He's Joe Reinagel. I'm Jason Minix. We've got football on TV tonight.
Yeehaw.
Chances are you don't watch very long. But you got 2 preseason games. Although, as I start to figure out what do I want to watch in the second half of these things. And this literally just came across my Twitter feed, so it's a little bit of squirrel. Lately, when I'm going to Netflix, it begs me to watch Suits. You know how Netflix gives you the recommendations and
yeah.
I've never watched Suits, and I look at it, it's been on for a long time. So many series, right?
Yeah. Uh-huh.
I know Rudy J is a big fan of Suits. I've never started. I don't know. Suits is the most watched acquired series of all time with 12.8 billion minutes viewed over 4 weeks. I don't know what that means, but I guess Netflix got it and everybody's watching Suits.
Who the hell's in it?
I don't know, but this is a story about the writer strike in LA.
Oh, it is?
Yeah. A writer from the series only received $259 in residuals last quarter.
$259?
Yes.
That's all.
For one of the most popular, and you wonder why these guys are striking.
Wow. Yes.
Right? Is Suits worth starting? Because my general rule is if I look for a show that I've never seen, I don't care how popular it is and everybody talks about it. If there's more than 2 seasons or 20 episodes, I ain't catching up. Especially as we get ready for football season. So, but when I see that, it's like, well, I mean, Netflix is I mean, every time you put on Netflix, watch Suits, right? You know, your top 10, this, that, all of it. I don't know.
Prince Harry's wife, Meghan Markle's in this thing?
All right.
Wow. Okay. I'm looking at it
Funny.
right now.
Everybody in these photos are all dudes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Suits.
Yeah.
You kind of figure it'd be guys,
well,
right?
yeah.
I mean,
I have no idea what it's about. Although Rudy J's into it.
Dude, it says this came out in 2011.
Well, that's it.
Wow. So that was the release year, according to this.
Yeah, it was on USA. Great show.
And there's 12 episodes.
Whoa.
Now, is that the only season that's out?
No, there's many seasons. Because I looked at it. There's like 8.
Oh.
And I'm like, a show is around for 8 seasons. And I don't remember anybody really talking about it until now. You know, and back then, you know, with the timestamp that Pledge just gave, like the Americans on FX, I watched all of those. That was great.
9 seasons, by the way, is what it says here. Yes.
You know, and so look, I'm not going to start that.
Well, yeah, I mean,
I'm not catching up on 9 seasons.
9 seasons.
Rolling in the football, but when I see the most watched acquired series of all time with 12.8 billion minutes, I don't know how to quantify that, to be honest.
Well, it must be pretty good. I mean, if that many people are watching it.
Well, I mean, there's also nothing new on, you know, except for Temptation Island or some of the. Have you not seen the promos for that?
No, I haven't.
Pledge has.
Dude, I don't understand how all these things, Big Brother and the what's the other one?
Mm-hmm.
They stay on so long.
They're cheap to make, and people love the drama. In the promos right now, and I've never
Bachelor,
watched.
that's what
I've never watched a minute of Temptation Island. In all honesty,
although I mean,
the scenery
like pretty racy.
Well, and again, that's the kind of show that will get you in trouble if you're watching at home with your wife, right? But now it's like Temptation Island D, right? This is season 3.
Oh, geez, what was that?
Well, Joe, you might need to watch the show and learn something.
It looked
but it's not what you watch at home with your wife. You're just going to get in trouble.
Well, yeah, and I really have no desire to. Can you
Or
imagine?
You have no desire. You can't take your eyes off the trailer Pledge is showing.
Can you imagine that your daughter there?
No.
And I was a bachelorette. She's out making out with 3 guys a night.
No.
It's like, oh, I'm so proud. Come on over. We're going to have a party. Let's watch.
I mean, no. But I mean, every one of it, no matter what you're watching, especially those, there's a dad somewhere.
I know.
Right?
I know. Now, yeah, I guess if said daughter won,
and she's rich,
$1 million,
whatever it takes, kiddo.
Hey, you know,
as long as you're off the payroll,
time to pay back.
Is that how it goes? Because I think you got your payback this morning,
dude. I did. It was quite the morning, no question.
Mm-hmm. Let's have story time with Grandpa Joe.
Well, it's my grandson. He's 1 year old. Casey, my daughter Casey, that's her son, and she had to, I guess, had nobody else. So she
called you.
Can you? So we had a good time this morning. Cash is his name, and he's a handful, but he's a good kid. So we had a good time.
So how do I say this? So when Casey calls you to help out in an emergency situation,
yeah, that's like the last resort. Nobody else is available.
I mean, you're a great grandfather. I will say that.
I'm a grandfather. I'm not a great grandfather.
No, you are great at the role of of grandfather.
All right. Yes.
Right?
Uh-huh.
You buy gifts.
Yes.
You're there. But you always have supervision. You're never left in charge for a reason.
Yeah.
So she must have been desperate today to risk her kid's life with Joe Reinagle.
The problem is it went so well, she might ask again.
Well, and the fact that Maggie wasn't there to help you today.
Maggie was at
one
work.
thing if she drops the baby off with Maggie and you just happen to be home.
Well,
that's different than Joe Reinagle's in charge of a 1-year-old.
I know it's been a long time, but a 1-year-old is like bottled energy.
Well, that's it.
And just running all over the place, grabbing things off the shelf and doing all kinds of stuff. So, you know, I thought, well, we'll just get in the pool.
Yeah, that's
the
it.
best thing, right? So, but you know, then you didn't want to stay in the pool, and then so
you didn't want to get your hair wet.
No, because I'd already taken a shower, and you know, I didn't want to have to do that again because she was going to get home or come back to the house to pick Cash up. And like I said, look, I got to go to work. Yeah, so you know, and so she didn't get back till like 11:45. So I couldn't have gone and jumped in the shower then and come to work.
That's why it smells of chlorine in here.
It does, yes.
But your hair still looks perfect.
Hair looks great.
So the question is, when she showed up at 11:45, and you handed Cash back to Mom, did Cash have a clean diaper or a dirty diaper?
Well, since she didn't bring a swimsuit for Cash, that was his swimsuit. You ever see one of those diapers?
What?
Yeah, he was swimming in the pool with a diaper on.
And you gave it back that way?
Well, I changed him once.
You changed?
Yeah.
You did.
And the thing is, Casey says,
I don't believe you.
She drops him off. I can change a diaper.
So can you?
Yes.
Was it one or two in there?
So there might have been pee in there, but there was no poop.
All right.
So, but she tells me,
Until
right?
she got there.
She tells me, well, Cash hasn't pooped yet today.
Yeah.
And I'm like, okay. And I said, well, how am I going to know? Right. She goes, he'll tell you.
Uh-huh.
So he one time, poop. And I'm like, okay, let's do this. I said, there's nothing in there.
Well, maybe he was asking to sit down. Is he getting potty trained yet?
I did, apparently not. At least not today. So he said it again. And I said, no. And so Casey comes, I said, he told me he pooped twice. He goes, yeah, well, he'll do that. I said, you could have told me that.
Well, he's one.
Well,
he's one. The fact that you get one warning.
Well, don't give me a fact. He'll tell you when he poops. And then, it's false alarm.
I mean, he'll tell you when he poops, and I'm sure that's a very true statement. I will back Casey on this, and he'll also lie to you. He's a 1-year-old boy.
Well,
He's practicing for his teenage years.
I didn't want to have a Snickers bar floating around the pool. So
You could only pray that it was going to be a Snickers bar. It could have been a Frosty. You had to drain the
melted one.
You had to drain the whole thing.
So we avoided that. And then the best part, he likes to, there's rocks behind the pool where there's some plants, and he loves to do the rocks. So I figured, well, okay, I'll let him have the rocks. So I go over there and I say, I got to water the bushes over there.
Uh-huh.
So then he wants to do that.
Well, of course.
Dude, it was the best thing ever. I hand him the hose, and he stands there and he's spraying the bugs and this and that. Must have done that for 45 minutes. It was awesome. I just stood there and watched, and it was
How
great.
the hell did you raise 5 daughters?
Dude,
But
you
bottom line, did he have poop in his diapers when he handed them back to Casey?
He did not.
Liar.
I haven't thought about BM in a while. Exactly.
Explains
Didn't have
a lot.
to think about it today.
Another great Houston Texans segment on the Blitz.
It was fun.
That was just for you, Fred. In all seriousness, what to watch for tonight's Texans game? We'll dive into that with the great John McClain as he joins us next here on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Stevens Roofing. I've been talking about Stevens Roofing for a long time now. I'm really proud to do so. And of course, there's all kinds of things that can damage your roof. We talk after a hailstorm, a windstorm, heavy rain, all of that kind of stuff. But I tell you what, the sun beating down on your roof day after day after day, like it's done this summer, that can cause some damage to your roof as well. And if you think you might have something that needs to be repaired, you want to work with a local roofing company, one with years of experience. You want to work with a company whose people live in our area and deal with the same weather we do. That is Stevens Roofing. They got a great saying. It's buy local, stay local, trust local with Stevens Roofing. In fact, the pros at Stevens Roofing can repair and install all kinds of roofs. They do metal roofs. They do commercial projects, and they're going to work with your insurance company. If you've got a claim, hand it off to Stevens Roofing. Let them deal with that. Takes the stress completely off your plate. Give them a call, 210-785-0994. They'll send somebody out, check for any damage, and they're going to give you an honest assessment. Whether you got a simple leak or an entire roof replacement, Stevens Roofing is the number you need to call. They are your local roofer, here for you, rain or shine, and for years to come. They're not going anywhere. You can get them online at stevensroofing.net, but don't forget, buy local, stay local, trust local with Stevens Roofing. 210-785-0994.
The boys from San Antonio Sports Star are back from Cowboys training camp in Oxnard, California, and the tales to tell. 7 days and 7 nights of training camp coverage, and that was just at all of Jerry Jones's parties.
We get to suck on that all week.
Security, of course, provided by AA Best Bail Bonds.
Now joined by the quarterback of the Dallas Cowboys, Dak Prescott.
How does Dak Prescott define a successful season?
Yeah, honestly, Super Bowl. I've had a lot of wins in my career, a lot of winning seasons, and at this point, going into year 8, playing for this organization, it was that way in year 1, and I don't think the expectations have yet changed. It's to win the Super Bowl, and it's well overdue in this organization, and it's something that I want to get done in my career, and not just one.
Cowboys training camp presented by AA Best Bail Bonds, Southern Recipe Small Batch Pork Rinds, Texas Cheer Liquor, 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star, and SASportsStar.com.
Car wrecks can wreck your life. They can leave you with medical bills, lost wages. Most importantly, they can leave you with lasting pain. That's why you should call Hilly & Solis. Hey, guys, it's Rudy J, and I'm here to tell you about Hilly & Solis. They're former prosecutors that know how to fight and know how to win. They're going to listen to your story and guide you through the legal process. They want to get you all the compensation you deserve. Insurance companies have their own interests in mind, so you have to keep that in mind. And their goal is to settle that claim as fast as possible for as little money as possible, but you deserve more, and Hilly & Solis understands that. Compensation for your injuries, your medical bills, lost wages, and pain and suffering. It's so important, though, that you act quickly after the car wreck. Evidence disappears, memories fade, and statutes of limitations may apply. So call them right now for your free, no obligation consultation right now. 210-762-6261. That's 210-762-61. 210-762-6261.
Principal office in San Antonio, Texas. Message brought to you by a non-attorney spokesperson.
Southern Recipe small batch pork rinds are one of the boldest protein-packed and low-carb snacks out there. And with flavors that will have you craving for more, you'll want to stock up on Southern Recipe small batch at your local H-E-B. Pick up your favorite flavors of Southern Recipe small batch pork rinds today. Southern Recipe small batch pork rinds. Be big, be bold, be adventurous. Find your flavor at southernrecipesmallbatch.com.
At the Home Depot, we know pros want to be ready for whatever the job site has in store. That's why the Home Depot app is made for pros who don't miss a beat. So you can power your jobs with rentals to get the tools, trucks, and equipment you need fast. And Pro Extra benefits to keep your business growing. For doing that doesn't stop, download the Home Depot app. It's made for doing.
This week at Macy's, take an extra 20% off with your coupon or Macy's card. That's on top of great deals like new swim markdowns for her, 50% off. And dining and entertaining sets from Villeroy & Boch, 30% off. Or shop specials like 30 to 65% off bedding and bath updates. Plus, Macy's Star Rewards members can earn rewards even faster during Star Money bonus days. See Macy's.com/Star Rewards. Savings off sale and clearance prices. Exclusions apply.
Injuries happen, and when they do, skip the ER and get to the OrthoNow Injury Clinic by TSAOG Orthopedics and Spine. OrthoNow provides walk-in care for injuries like broken bones, dislocations, sprains, and strains. Conveniently located in the Corey area with extended hours Monday through Saturday with on-site x-ray casting and bracing, OrthoNow has everything you need to treat your injury, and best of all, no urgent care or emergency room copay. Learn more online at TSAOG.com.
If you're a man and you live in San Antonio or the surrounding areas, you need to pay close attention to what I'm about to say. Are you having issues rising to the occasion? Do you constantly worry about whether or not you can perform? Have you completely stopped having adult time? Is it something you just don't talk about? Guys, we have a solution. Mojo, the 100% guaranteed male enhancer pill that's fast, effective, and was designed to reignite passion, performance, and confidence in the bedroom. Yeah. Be ready at a moment's notice with the Mojo Male Enhancement Pill from Pure Line Nutrition. And for those of you who have used Mojo, check out Mojo Enduramax. Touchdown! A new formula that improves the potency and effectiveness of Mojo. Get fast results, last longer, and be the man she'll never forget. Mojo and Mojo Enduramax, 100% natural male enhancement formulas, only available at Pure Line Nutrition. Call now, 210-494-2210. That's 210-494-2210. Or visit us online at thepureline.com.
It's Hot Ticket Thursday. Be the ninth caller at 210-656-ESPN. And you could be on your way. The hottest tickets to the hottest events. Ninth caller wins.
Number 9 right now. Caller number 9. You're going to win tickets to go see Three Doors Down in Candlebox at the Moody Amphitheater September 20th. If you don't win tickets, you can buy them at livenation.com. Caller number 9 right now. 210-656-ESPN. 656-3776. What are you watching for tonight when it comes to the Houston Texans? They kick off in 41 minutes from right now. Let's talk about it with the great John McClain, who joins us now on the Buyers Barricades guest line. John, I know nobody gets excited for preseason games, except for maybe the first one for about 15 minutes. What's your excitement level to see D'Amico Ryans coach his first NFL game?
Big yawn because it doesn't mean squat. The only thing I like about preseason, with each game we're closer to the start of regular season, and the Texans are in Foxborough. I'm so glad I'm not traveling again. I started going to Foxborough in the late 70s, and it never got any easier to get there, and it was always just the toughest to get in, toughest to get out. And I'll be watching it on TV and writing a column for sportsradio610.com after the game. And I'm more interested in C.J. Stroud than D'Amico Ryans. Stroud, Will Anderson Jr., both are starting. Their top 2 picks, second, third overall in the draft. And a guy that I'm really excited about, I wrote a column today. It's on our website. It's Tank Dell, the 5'8", 165-pound receiver, third-round pick from Houston, who led the nation last year in yards, touchdowns, and second catches. He is like a hummingbird. And watching him move around the field, he's backup right now. So I'm guessing he's going to get some playing time. Can't wait to see him get the ball, see what he can do with it. I hope they let him return a couple of punts because he's got excitement written all over it.
That's good. John, when it comes to C.J. Stroud, do you think they'll keep it pretty simple tonight, or do you think there'll be a couple of plays they might let him do a few things, like air it out, perhaps?
I'm guessing they'll let him air it out a time or two. He needs to, but I think they'll keep it as vanilla as possible, just like what the Patriots do will be as vanilla as possible, because they're not worried about the Texans. They're worried about the first game of the regular season, as the Texans are with Baltimore. But when you're a new head coach and you're a new coordinator on offense, and you put in a new offense, you got a rookie quarterback, you can't hide everything. So you want to do the basic, but you want to do the basic very well. And that would have to do with the run. I don't know. I don't know if I'd even play Damian Pierce. That guy is so physical. He likes to look for contact. I don't know if I'd play him in the preseason. I guess they will. But because D'Amico's a new coach, we have nothing to go by with him. Like Carolina, they want to know what new coach Frank Reich does in preseason. Just look at what he did with the Colts. But for the other teams that first-timers, we're all going to watch and learn.
John McClain joining us here on the Blitz as the Houston Texans are at Foxborough. They've got the Patriots starting at 6 o'clock on the NFL Network. The Texans broadcast here locally on News 4, the NBC affiliate. Excited to watch Indy Kalu as the color commentator for that one. You look at potential of what this season can be. The Athletic this week had a list of predicted top 10 defenses. They had Dallas at number 1 and the Houston Texans at number 10. What are your thoughts on this Texans defense as we get ready to kick off the season?
Well, first of all, I would not put it 10th. Now, last year, Lovie Smith's only season as a head coach. He played a lot of zooms, got a lot of turnover, and the opposing passer rating against the Texans was 7th in the NFL. Now, a lot of people say, oh, well, they ran the ball on them all the time. I said, what does that have to do with passer rating? The fact is they did well, opposing quarterbacks, not all of them, of course, but they did really well when it came to containing those guys. Now, they couldn't stop the clock. They have been that way for 4 years in a row. Ryans knows he's got to come up with a way to play run defense for the first time here, really since 2018 when they were number 1 or 2 in the league, because it's just been pathetic. And I think their secondary is going to be good if they stay healthy. I wrote a column for sportsradio610.com 5 times about 5 things they want to see, and one of them is Derek Stingley Jr. Yeah, he played 9 games last year, missed the last 8 because of the hamstring, and he saw Sauce Gardner run off and leave him. And Gardner was drafted 1 spot behind him. So there's a lot of guys that we want to see tonight that were hurt last year, like him, left guard Kenyon Green, and there's some others that had problems with injuries that they need to stay healthy if this team's going to make any kind of improvement. I think the defense will be better, but top 10, oh boy, I wouldn't bet on it.
Well, they also picked the Cowboys to be number 1, John, so you just know how credible that list was.
Wow.
Ooh, well, Joe, they got a better chance of being number 1 with Dan Quinn, a great coordinator, than the Texans do it being number 10, considering how bad they've been. It would be great. Fans here would love it, of course. Wade Phillips turned this defense from 30th to 2nd, and that was in 2011. Now, he drafted J.J. Watt. They got cornerback Jonathan Joseph in free agency. Connor Baldwin, a pass rushing defensive end, had missed the previous season. So it was kind of a perfect storm to improve. I do not see that with this defense this year.
Interesting that you say that. And obviously that was a shot at Minix, John.
Mm-hmm.
So just so you know.
John, because I've been saying a lot and Joe gets hung up on big words. I think this Cowboys defense has a chance to be historically good.
It's a big word.
And very good is fine, but saying historically good, Joe has a problem with that. Do you have a problem hearing this Cowboys team defense could be historically good?
Now, are you talking about Cowboys history or are you talking about NFL history? Because if you're talking about NFL history, you need to go to the doctor.
All right, well, let's go Cowboys history. No, I do think, you look at like the Ray Lewis defenses, the Legion of Boom. I'm not saying 85 Bears, but in that conversation, I'm not saying they're going to end up as the best defense in NFL history, but they've got a chance to be in that conversation of one of the great defenses that we have seen.
Joe, you need to call 911.
I agree. I have to deal with this every day, John.
Oh, boy. Let's see. Ray Lewis's defense, Bears, Cowboys of 23. The thing is, those others won Super Bowls. Cowboys haven't won a Super Bowl since I was like 4 years old.
That's not true. I was 4.
I will say this about the Cowboys. I don't buy for a second that Mike McCarthy's job's on the line, like a lot of national media says, because Jerry Jones has been very patient. He's not going to fire a coach that gets in the playoffs and wins 10 or 12 games. He just doesn't do that. Hell, he didn't fire Jason Garrett when he didn't get in the playoffs. And I think no Super Bowl loser has gone back to the Super Bowl other than New England since the 90s. So I don't think Philadelphia's going to Super Bowl. That means they may win the division. But Dallas could win that division just as easily as long as injuries don't curtail them and they make sure that running game is very good like it was last year.
I do have to admit, John, the defense does look very good, and I think they can be very good. I just have a problem with that big word.
Maybe would you utter the word dooms and day?
No. I mean, and look, they'll get their own nickname if they play to that level. They'll end up there, and I don't want Doomsday 2 either. that's kind of sacred.
Yeah, isn't it time for like a doomsday 4 or 5?
Probably. Probably.
Or it could be 2 words, and it would have a different connotation. Dooms and dooms the day, something like that. Now, I agree. The defense could be really good. It could be number 1. Could be one of the best the Cowboys have had. But I certainly wouldn't put it among the greatest ever, because they'd have to win big, and maybe they will. I wish they would. I'd like to see Jerry Jones win another Super Bowl. I like Jerry. I know how much it means to him to try to win a Super Bowl with that was no association with Jimmy Johnson. Barry Switzer's, you guys know, one with Jimmy's players. So I think that I'd like to see him do that.
I would too, John. I mean that sincerely. I like Jerry Jones a lot.
The great John. Go ahead, John.
People that know him, I'm not saying to cover him every day, but people that know Jerry like him.
Yep.
And I never forget, Randy Galloway said one time, I have ripped that man up one side and down the other on my talk show, in the morning news, Star Telegram, and every time I see him, he treats me like his long-lost brother. How can you not like a guy like that?
I agree.
I agree.
Well said. The great John McClain. Read his column tonight after the game at sportsradio610.com. You can follow him there, and he's a great follow during a game as well at McClain_on_NFL. John, always appreciate it. Enjoy the game tonight. Stay awake till the end.
Guys, thank you very much. Just remember, doomsday.
John McClain on the Buyers Barricades guest line. Buyers Barricades provides traffic control, rental, and sales for San Antonio and beyond. Online at buyersbarricades.com. You know, we got a family 4-pack of tickets to go see the San Antonio Missions take on Midland, the Rockhounds, Tuesday night, the 15th, out at the Wolf for $2 Tuesday. You want to go? Be caller number 9 right now. 210-656-ESPN, 656-3776. Caller 9. You get a family 4-pack of tickets to go see the San Antonio Missions.
Yeah, I'm very excited to tell you about Woods Comfort Systems. And the reason I'm excited is because I've known the Woods family, well, really most of my life. I grew up with the Woods family in my hometown of Alice, Texas. And boy, they're great folks. Not to mention the fact they've been in the air conditioning business for over 60 years. That's incredible. They are great people, and they're going to take care of you. And here's a good example of how they're going to take care of you. If you've been thinking about a new energy-efficient AC system for your home, well, right now at Woods Comfort Systems, it is the best time to get it done. You can take advantage of up to $2,500 in rebates, a free 12-year parts and labor warranty, and you're going to get a free Solaris indoor air quality package to boot. You got to take advantage of these special offers today. Give them a call, 877-324-6902. It's 877-324-6902. You can also get them online at woodscomfortsystems.com. I've known these people for a long time. I would trust them to put air conditioning or anything else in my home. You can trust them as well, because after all, Woods Comfort Systems, comfort is their middle name.
It's R&R in the morning.
Friday on R&R in the morning, it's time for the RJ Ochoa Show, and we get you ready for Cowboys versus Jags in the preseason.
Greg Popovich is getting an orange jacket and a bronze bust. He's going into the Hall. We'll look back on a stellar career and all that just deserves. We start talking at 6.
It's your wake-up call. R&R in the morning, 6 to 10 on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Mother's Window Tint, your car stereo and auto security headquarters, has a smoking hot deal. Purchase any Mother's Window Tint, car stereo, remote start, or car alarm and get a 1-month free membership to the CFL Smoke Shop's private Amsterdam Club, located next to Mother's on 281 North. Enjoy your gummies in comfort while you get your windows tinted with any one of our high-quality, fully guaranteed films to stop the blazing hot summer sun. Mother San Antonio, and Austin. Follow us on Facebook. Add a professional layer of security to your car with our remote start car alarm combo. Make your car go thump, thump, thump. Other thump with one of our subwoofers, stereos, backup cameras, name brands, and expert installation. Remember, do it at Mother's and save.
Ron had a tax problem he just couldn't handle on his own.
I owed the IRS taxes for over 5 years, but I didn't have any money to pay the taxes.
Those years cost him dearly.
Most of it was fees and interest. It was horrible.
Ron finally called in the pros.
I called Optima Tax Relief, and boy, am I happy I did.
The leading tax resolution firm, Optima, is A+ rated by the Better Business Bureau. They've resolved over $1 billion for their clients. Ron was overjoyed.
They settled my account with the IRS. I was ecstatic. They are a lifesaver. They are. I am so happy.
Take Ron's advice and call Optima now for a free consultation.
Yeah, don't do like I did and wait. Call Optima Tax Relief. Do it now. You'll be ecstatic like me.
Call 800-343-6460. 800-343-6460. 800-343-6460.
Optima Tax Relief.
Testimonial from an actual client. Some restrictions apply. For complete details, please visit OptimaTaxRelief.com.
Do you find yourself stuck in a timeshare? Get the real facts about the timeshare industry and your options for cancellation. Chuck McDowell, founder of Wesley Financial Group, has put together a free information guide that reveals the secrets the timeshare industry doesn't want you to know, including the 5 ways to get rid of your timeshare. Call now and get this timeshare cancellation guide absolutely free.
Call 800-330-2929. That's 800-330-2929. 800-330-2929.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack, but not with ZipRecruiter. Its powerful technology actively finds and invites qualified candidates to apply to your job. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you the needle in the haystack.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. Try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
I've always gotten a ton of UTIs. I tried everything. Cranberry products never worked. I felt like I had no choices and constant anxiety. I needed a better option. I'm Jenna Ryan, founder of Eucora.
Eucora's science-backed supplements give you the support you need to stay healthy. And if you get a UTI, Eucora's UTI emergency kit helps you test for a UTI and manage your symptoms until you can see a doctor. All of Eucora's supplements were built in collaboration with doctors and scientists, leveraging the latest in urinary health research using ingredients found in nature.
Eucora can help put the power back in your hands. Get your life back with Eucora.
Try Eucora today. Get 30% off your first Eucora order when you go to eucora.com/radio. That's UQORA.com/radio to get 30% off. Eucora.com/radio.
These statements have not been evaluated by the Food and Drug Administration. This product is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease.
Hi, I'm attorney Steve Benke. If you've made the decision to divorce, you need an experienced attorney who can help. I've helped many people get through divorce, custody, child support, and alimony problems. Call me. I'm attorney Steve Benke.
210-DIVORCE or go to BenkeLaw.com.
All guests appearing on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star appear on the Buyers Barricades guest line. Buyers Barricades provides traffic control, rental, and sales for San Antonio and beyond. Online at buyersbarricades.com. Joe Reinagel, Jason Minix, The Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
It is The Blitz here on 94.1 at San Antonio Sports Star. He's Joe Reinagel. I'm Jason Minix. Glad to have you along on this Thursday afternoon. You could always be a part of the show. Dial or text in 210-656-ESPN, 656-3776. Twitter, Threads, at Joe Reinagel 210, at Jason Minix, at SA Sports Star. Now, Joe, I don't think it's a secret to our listeners that you pee a lot during the show, right? I mean, there's lots of times that, especially if Pledge doesn't take us off the screen and we're on the YouTube channel, he just leaves it up instead of putting up the big logo. Right. They realize you disappear. You disappear a lot to a little room. So you were gone for a little while, and I don't know how long ago. Reinagel's taking a leak again. Understand, but apparently you just had a pissy take that you created for our YouTube.
Chances of winning the Super Bowl is largely based on how good that defense can be. That defense can turn over one of the best.
Oh, you can play that, Pledge? All right. Well, can you play that off of the deal? Because I was just going to play it right off of my phone because I get an alert. Like Ryan Eagle made a video. When did Ryan Eagle go make a video? And it's kind of a poopy take, but we'll play it for you anyway because you're going to get pooped on all in the comments.
A poopy take.
Well, I mean, I would imagine.
A poopy take.
Can we play this? Here we go. This
is
a
good sign, honestly. Like, we think that the Cowboys' chances of winning the Super Bowl is largely based on how good that defense can be. That defense can turn over one of the best quarterbacks in the league 3 times in practice. They should be optimistic.
Wait a minute. Was Patrick Mahomes at a Cowboys camp this week? Are you kidding me? One of the best quarterbacks in the league. We're talking about Dak Prescott. The guy's average at best.
Wow.
3 interceptions in training camp, 2 of them to Trayvon Diggs. The guy's going into his 8th season in the NFL with the Dallas Cowboys and has not been able to get it done. 2 playoff wins. 2. That's it. He's not one of the best quarterbacks in the NFL. He's average at best. Will this guy get it done? I say prove it this year or cut bait with Dak Prescott, Jerry. Get it done.
All right, so
Wow.
that's on TikTok. I still don't have the TikTok. I made one the other day. I still haven't seen it. Now,
Well, you made a list that was very biased.
You know, the what's our TikTok pledge at SA Sports Star, like everything else?
Everything's at SA
All right.
Sports Star.
Okay.
One day somebody here will help me create a TikTok. I don't know.
It's not hard. Download the app. That's
Sure.
it.
Sure. But you go and you make a video and you'll see it on Instagram and Facebook, and I'm sure they'll put it on Twitter. So I thought you were taking a leak. You were just pissing out of your mouth with nobody said he was Patrick Mahomes. He said one of the best. The NFL top 100 list comes out. The players ranked Dak Prescott as the 8th best quarterback.
Okay.
That's from the players.
Great.
You see him on every list. Dak is generally somewhere between 7 and 10. On my personal list, and I'm a Dak fan, when I make a list, he's somewhere generally between 8 and 12.
Jason, what irritates me and frustrates me to no end is that he's going into his 8th season. 2 playoff wins.
It pisses me off too.
Okay, so when is it time to cut bait? When? That's my problem. When is it time? Jerry Jones is loyal to a fault.
True.
And I think, and he still hasn't drafted a quarterback to replace this guy. So when is it time? How much more time does Dak Prescott get? If he doesn't do it this year, how much more time does he get?
You know, it's the $1 million question. There is a lot of belief from the Cowboys coaching staff and front office that Dak is the guy. And the fact that they don't have his replacement in the building is concerning. Now, could they make a trade, a free agent quarterback? It's a possibility.
Davis Mills is available.
Like and you would rather have Davis Mills.
I'm just kidding.
You're just right.
I'm throwing it out there.
That's Rudy J. Troll quality worthy right there. I mean, and that's the thing. Like Pledge is trying to troll you right now on our screen saying, how long do you give Ryan Tannehill? They've tried to draft his replacement twice. At least at least you could see that. But his contract also is going to be a big factor. If the Cowboys can't get him done before the start of the season or at some time, I don't know, through the bye week, he'll be gone next year. There's no way he's going to be on the books for a $60 million cap hit this year.
Right.
I'm with you. I'd like to see a prove-it year, but the business side of football just tells me, regardless of what your opinion is, they're going to try to extend them another 4 or 5 years to kick that money down the road. But there's too much on this roster right now to say, all right, we're just going to cut bait with the quarterback. You know, it's easy for Jim Irsay to get into a pissing match, since that's the theme of this segment, with his star running back, because he knows there's not a team around them. So why pay a Jonathan Taylor big money when they're not going to win anything and they know it?
It's not time to pay Jonathan Taylor. That's the problem.
But it's still the idea. He doesn't care because he knows they're not going to win anything and they're not close to winning anything. At least in Jerry's mind, this team, this roster, and it's not just Jerry, is probably the 3rd best team in the NFC on paper going in. And they have as legitimate of a shot as winning a Super Bowl as probably they have. I mean, Des caught it. Three or four.
He didn't catch it because it was ruled incomplete. That's ancient history.
They changed the rules and later said Dean Blandino, Des caught it. But
ancient history.
Again, they've had some good teams that you thought might win, right?
Yes,
and then there's teams where we say, well, Super Bowl, and damn well Quincy Carter ain't taking you anywhere.
Well, you say that every year.
That's Cowboy fan. I mean, it's still August. It's in the rule book. But legitimately, this is a roster that is capable of winning a Super Bowl this year. And if you look at the year after that, as long as they have a quarterback. And right now, Dak Prescott is their best option.
Well, here's the deal. What you're going to have, because of all the people you just mentioned that you've got to sign. If you got Dak Prescott, CD Lamb, Trayvon Diggs, and Micah Parsons, that's taking up about 60% of your salary cap.
Yeah.
Some of those guys are leaving. The other ones, they're gone. You're going to have to replace them. This is the best window of opportunity the Cowboys are going to have right now, this year. And all I'm saying is if Dak doesn't get it done this year, if he can't lead this team to a Super Bowl this year, when is he ever going to do it? He's not. That's all I'm saying. Cowboy fan needs to wake up. And if this is it, I'm giving him this year. I say, yes, this year, Dak, this is your golden opportunity. Everything you said, everybody said you needed, you've got. Get it done.
No
if he
excuses.
doesn't get it done, then he needs to be gone. He needs to go somewhere else.
It's the Blitz here on 94.1 at San Antonio Sports Star. It's a Thursday. We're going to judge meat, which next to bashing Dak is Joe Reinegel's favorite thing to do. We'll also let you know what's on tap for this weekend here on the Blitz. 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
I got to say a big congratulations to the folks at Parkhurst New Vision, voted best LASIK in San Antonio. And it's really a no-brainer. It's been a little over a month now since I had my lens replacement surgery at Parkhurst New Vision. And boy, I tell you what, it has completely changed my life. I can read things without glasses, no longer need them. In fact, I gave my readers to Rob Thompson when we were at a Cowboys camp. I don't need them anymore. He still does. I don't. I love it. Read a menu. I can do all kinds of stuff. It is a game changer. The entire experience at Parkhurst New Vision is really something special because from the moment I walked in the door, I felt like I was their only patient. If you're tired of dragging around the readers or you just want to get rid of those glasses, give Parkhurst New Vision a call, 210-585-2020. You can also check them out online at sanantoniolasic.com. They offer a variety of services like the lens replacement surgery I had. They also do LASIKs. They do cataract surgery as well, all of which are going to change the way you see the world. Give them a call. Let them check your eyes to see if you're a candidate for any one of those procedures. Parkhurst New Vision, 210-585-2020.
The boys from San Antonio Sports Star are back from Cowboys training camp in Oxnard, California, and the tales to tell. 7 days and 7 nights of training camp coverage. And that was just at all of Jerry Jones's parties.
We get to suck on that all week.
Security, of course, provided by AA Best Bail Bonds.
Coach Dan Quinn, defensive coordinator for the Cowboys, sitting next to us in blue 11s, giving us basketball references. Respect. You're a baller? You appreciate the game?
I definitely do.
All right.
Absolutely. So just following through the
do you play
playoffs. I'm more catch and shoot, right?
That's what I've become
in my life, but I do really respect it, and
that's awesome.
Cowboys Training Camp, presented by AA Best Bail Bonds, Southern Recipe Small Batch Pork Rinds, Texas Cheer Liquor, 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star, and SASportsStar.com.
Attention taxpayers, ready for some bad news? With $80 billion in new funding from Congress, the IRS has launched their most aggressive hiring campaign ever to ramp up enforcement. If you're ignoring your taxes, don't delay another minute because your paycheck, your bank account, even your home or business could already be at risk. Now, here's the good news. Optima Tax Relief, America's #1 tax relief firm, can get to work immediately helping to protect you from the IRS. A+ rated by the Better Business Bureau. Their tax attorneys and licensed professionals are experts at resolving tax problems. Let them help determine if you qualify for the Fresh Start Initiative or other powerful IRS tax assistance programs. Take control. Call Optima Tax Relief now for a free consultation.
Call 800-970-3199. That's 800-970-3199. 800-970-3199.
Optima Tax Relief.
Some restrictions apply. For complete details, please visit OptimaTaxRelief.com.
The granddaddy of all hunting shows is back. The 2023 Hunters Extravaganza, August 18th through the 20th at the Freeman Coliseum Expo Hall. Fun for the whole family. Check out hunting seminars, all the latest hunting equipment, last season's best bucks from our annual deer contest, and for the little hunters, games, live alligators, snakes, and more. For details and tickets, go to huntersextravaganza.com. August 18th through the 20th at the Freeman Coliseum Expo Hall. The 2023 Hunters Extravaganza.
Not all pizza places are the same. Mellow Mushroom originated hand-tossed, stone-baked classic Southern pizza. Not in the mood for pizza? Order a calzone, hoagie, sandwich, burger, or a mellow salad and see how care goes into every item on the menu. Take your pick from 24 draft beers and or handcrafted cocktails. And many of the pizzas can be made gluten-free or vegan. Mellow Mushroom is at 1604 in Stone Oak Parkway. Hang with friends, watch the game, and mellow out at Mellow Mushroom.
Hello, my name is Jason Thompson. I'm an attorney and owner of the Thompson Law Firm right here in San Antonio. In the short amount of time I have to talk to you, I want you to remember two things. First, if you or a family member is injured in an auto collision, remember, you need to call an attorney as soon as you can after the collision. I don't have enough time to tell you the many, many reasons why, but trust me, the earlier you contact an attorney, the better. Second, when you call is as important as who you call. I want you to call me, Jason Thompson, at 210-900-0400. I've been representing people injured in motor vehicle and trucking collisions for 28 years. Each placed their trust in me to do everything it takes to attain a just and fair recovery and to get honest, trustworthy legal advice. You can trust me to do the same for you. If you or a family member has been injured in an auto collision, call me, Jason Thompson. My number is 210-900-0400 or at my website, alawyerforus.com.
When traveling to see the Longhorns in Austin, make sure you bring along the guys from 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. Listen anywhere on the Odyssey radio app.
It is the Blitz here on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. He's Joe Reinagel. I'm Jason Minix. And, you know, here's the thing when it comes to Dak Prescott and those that really do just hate Dak Prescott, right?
I don't hate Dak Prescott.
I'm not talking about you.
Okay.
Coach Danny Closa. Now, granted, DK right now, he's enjoying retirement life. His daughter plays soccer at Texas Tech, so I know he's in Colorado.
Uh-huh.
All right, because he's been posting a lot of pictures about how great retired life is, and he's in Colorado. Certain things are legal up there.
He's listening, though.
He probably is. And so that great video, the slow motion video of the CeeDee Lamb catch, he responds to my tweet, 1, practice, 2, blind squirrel. And I'm going to tweet him back, your Dak hate is funny because I was complimenting the catch, not the throw. It was all about, that was an incredible catch.
It was a good catch because the throw was poor.
The throw was not poor.
Well, how can it be an incredible catch if the throw is right there? It's not an incredible catch anymore, is it? If it's a good throw?
Can it be both? I mean, Pledge just walked out of the room. Oh, Pledge walked into our room.
Oh.
What are you doing, Pledge? Oh, Pledge is putting on the Texans game. I thought Pledge was mad at you.
Yeah, well, he probably is. All I see in the glass is this with Pledge. If I say something he doesn't agree with, the arms are flinging.
That's it. Let's judge meat. Or not. Here we go.
Grilling with the Blitz, presented by Tri-County Meat Market.
You know, we tell you every week, you know, you're grilling, cooking outside. I don't care what you grill on, smoke on, if you're a pellet guy, propane, wood, charcoal, whatever it is. If you're cooking outside, you got to some great meat on that grill. You know you're taking pictures of it. Make sure you upload those pictures at sasportstar.com, the Grilling with the Blitz page, because every week we judge meat and we give away a $50 gift card to Tri-County Meat Market.
Which is one hell of a prize, by the way.
Yes, it is.
My gosh. Well, this one was good. I like this one because it had a variety.
Yeah, lots of meat for you to look
A
at.
lot of meat to judge. Little sausage, little fajita. There were even some onions in there. Chicken.
They got it all.
Got it all.
Caesar, congratulations, man. You win yourself a $50 gift card to Tri-County Meat Market's Huebner Road location. And again, you're grilling this weekend. It's football time. I need to see the tailgate, homegate type spreads. sasportstar.com is where you need to upload those photos.
The Blitz wants you to know what's on tap. Presented by Sam's Burger Joint.
It is time for What's on Tap, brought to you by Sam's Burger Joint. You can go to the website, samsburgerjoint.com, to get your tickets to any of their shows. See their menu, their full lineup. It's all there at samsburgerjoint.com. They have Jenny and the Mexicats playing out there tonight. Tomorrow night, Guy Forsythe, the blues band. Saturday, Linda, a tribute to Linda Ronstadt.
Nice.
And Wednesday, Love Coma.
Okay. All right. Hey, tonight at the Charlene McCombs Empire Theater, the Juno Show. Comedy Club, LOL Comedy Club, have Steve Byrne and the ESPY. Not sure where that is, but Stryker and Vixen.
So the ESPY,
where is that?
Is down at the Dome, the old train station that's had 74 names.
Oh, okay.
I believe that is now the ESPY. Is it not?
Okay.
Isn't that where it is?
I had no idea.
I believe, because the first time I saw it, I was like, well, where's that? And I looked it up, and it's basically St. Paul Square.
Gotcha. Okay.
It's that spot there. It's been a gazillion different
Stryker
names.
and Vixen, I didn't recognize those names.
Do they still wear all spandex?
Well,
yeah, apparently
of
they
course
do on that
do.
promo photo. Back in the day, they look good in spandex. Now, maybe Vixen.
If it worked back in the day, it works today.
How much are tickets to go see Vixen?
If you're a fan of those two bands, you want them looking like that.
Dude, it's 80s, 90s hair bands.
That's what I'm saying. So you remember that. $25, $45.
So Plaza tickets are $25, $45. What did Vixen play? Let's find some Vixen music. I'm trying to remember. I can come up with a Stryker or two song in my head. Vixen I remember, but I don't know that I could name a song. And it'd probably be one of those, oh, yeah, okay, I remember that one.
Yeah.
And you'll probably remember their videos because, Friday night, Casey Donahue was out at Floor's Country Store. When you get one, Pledge, just let us know. Hey, Daryl Hall is at the Majestic Theater.
Nice. No Oats.
Braxton Keith is at Green Hall. The Offspring playing at Germania Insurance Amphitheater. Curious who their new drummer is. Steve Burns still at LOL Comedy, and Smoke Downtown has Chamillionaire.
Chamillionaire. Chameleon.
What'd I say?
Chamillionaire.
That's what I said?
That's what you said.
Oh, okay.
It's kind of like Schmedium.
Yeah.
Saturday at Floor's Country Store has Tracy Lawrence. That'd be a good one. Green Hall has Shiny Ribs. It says it's sold out, but it's never sold out. Look at this. Germania Insurance Amphitheater on Saturday night. Boy George and Culture Club.
Well, see, there's your chameleon.
Yeah, right.
That's what I was thinking.
Boy George.
Still around, huh?
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Great line in Bachelor Party, that movie, why Boy George canceled a concert. Can't say it on the radio.
Obviously.
Great line.
Is this Vixen?
If you know, you know. I think it'd be a good show.
Yeah, I don't remember this at all.
Be a good show.
Wonder. I just saw the video of somebody that uses more hairspray than Joe Reinagel, the chick from Vixen. The Redbird Listening Room has Terry Hendricks tonight, along with Lloyd Maines. That's always a good time. Lloyd Maines, the father of Natalie Maines, and producer of a gazillion Texas country / Americana type artists.
Man, Monday. You're off. I am take Monday off. Go see Foreigner at the Moody Center. Dude, now that's good rock and roll.
That'd be a good show. Have you
Be
seen
an awesome
Foreigner?
show.
In the
I
last
have. It's been a long
50
time.
years?
No. been a long time, but I have seen them back in the day.
Mm-hmm. Tuesday at the Moody Center, Stevie Nicks.
Oh, man. You were supposed to see her.
I was supposed to see Billy Joel and Stevie Nicks in April at the AT&T Center, and somebody wasn't available, and so they canceled it and moved it to 2024.
Could you trade those in?
No.
For the Moody Center?
No.
Well,
I mean, I
sucks.
could call John over to Awesome Tickets and get those and then figure out what ever to do with the ones at AT&T Center, but
yeah,
probably not going to do that.
No.
I can only imagine at the Moody Center what a Stevie Nicks ticket costs, knowing what it was going to cost to see her at AT&T Stadium, where that has 2-3 times the seating capacity.
Yeah. So you think it's pretty pricey?
Without knowing, yes.
I would like to see her. I mean, she would be good.
Look, Stevie Nicks is one of those that if it's on your bucket list to go see, kind of like Foreigner's Loverboy playing with Foreigner.
Wow.
Hold on. Was that it? Why didn't you put Loverboy on there? I have to call old Mike Reno and get him on the show.
You know him?
Absolutely.
Really?
Yeah, I've known Mike Reno a long time, the lead singer of Loverboy. Funny story. He was playing Oyster Bake years and years and years ago.
Yeah.
Joanna, my wife, loves Loverboy. So they're coming to town, and we're going to go eat dinner with Mike before the show. And so we go to pick him up, and he's not ready to go. So we go into the hotel room. We're waiting for the dude because he was dyeing his hair, and it hasn't quite dried off yet. And let's just say he can't wear those red pants anymore, those red leather pants anymore. And Joanna was quite, I don't want to say disappointed, but
disappointed.
Disappointed.
Yeah, disappointed.
Yeah.
So Stevie Nicks looks like it's almost sold out.
Well, of course.
But there are still some tickets. There's some as low as $99.
Wow.
Now, I don't know where those are, but
I mean, you're in the building.
You're in the building.
You're in the building. Although that's on a weird resale. This is why you need to go with Awesome Tickets.
Yes.
Because that might be $99. And then when you check out, it's $180 because of all those stupid fees.
Absolutely.
No fees at Awesome
Well,
Tickets.
you call John and he takes care of you.
Absolutely.
Man.
Absolutely.
Well, it's been fun.
It is. Time to go.
It is.
Yeah.
Enjoy Chicago.
I shall.
All right.
Texans. We got to race home and watch a bunch of people I've never seen before play football in a uniform. Pledge, you all right? You're getting a little game time giddy over there.
Oh, yeah.
You're going to be able to get through extra innings?
Absolutely. I've got Joe Reinagel and Jason Minix joining me from the Blitz.
Well, you do?
I do.
I'm on vacation in 10 seconds.
Well, I'd take it up with the boss.
Leave a message. It's the Blitz.
KTFM Floresville. This is 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star, your home for the Aggies.